Is everybody ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe.
Okay. So for the beginning, I am going to do a bit of reading here. Here we go. Oh my God. at the end of everyone, my voice.
Start.
I'm the one doing all of the reading here, folks. Here we go. Back to the Future, written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. So this is the fourth draft, and this was done in 1984. He's on it. He's iPadded up. Close in on ticking clock. Wow, we're off to a great start. Showing 2 minutes to 8. Wow, that's very specific. Camera moves, exploring, revealing more clocks. They're all of them in sync. We continue exploring the garage, noting in no particular order, a stack of unpaid bills, overdue, Burger King wrappers, which was actually super cool, a video camera, an unmade army cot. No worry about the announcer. Now we come to the coffee maker. It's built-in clock timer. It turns, only there's no coffee. Boiling coffee drips into an already wet plate. Another time triggers a TV set. Is in progress, and the anchorman talks against the slide. Plutonium theft with the yellow and purple radiation symbol. Officials at the Pacific... Oh, you want to read that? Danny, go for it.
Oh, sure. Officials at the Pacific Nuclear Research Facility have denied there was, in fact, stolen from their storehouse. 2 weeks ago, a Libyan terrorist group had claimed responsibility for the alleged theft. Officials now attribute the discrepancy to a simple clerical error. The FBI, which is still investigating the matter, had no comment.
We pass toaster attached to a timer. 2 pieces of black toast sit on top of it. Clearly, we're seeing a morning routine with someone who has not been home for a while. On the floor, a timer clicks in an electric can opener with an empty can of dog food. The empty can goes around. Below it, the dog dish labeled Einstein is dog food that's been sitting there for a while. Now we hear a key turning in the service door. A pair of new feet in Nike tennis shoes enters.
Doc Brown? Hello? Anybody home?
A skateboard is dropped onto the floor and rolls under the army cot, coming to a rest against the yellow case with purple radioactivity symbols stamped plutonium, property of Pacific Nuclear Research Facility. A series of shots. Finger flip switches, illuminating power on light switch. Hands twist rheostats. Needles of gauge jump to life. A hand poses the readiness over a guitar string about to play. Fingers turn a calibrated knob from 3 to 11. Oh no, it's 10, because 11 is one more wider. As we see the high school aged kid, we can see his face ready to play his electric guitar. He's connected through the battery of amplifying equipment into a huge speaker, 10 feet tall. The kid hits it, and there's a tremendous explosion from the speaker, which literally blasts the kid off his feet. Way to go. Set of shells, which collapse, covering tools and junk, and blown speaker on the rubble. The stunned kid regains senses. He's Marty McFly, dressed in jeans and a jean jacket.
Whoa! Now that's what I call music.
As Marty picks himself up, a huge alarm bell on the wall clangs. Marty runs over to the phone and answers it.
Yo!
Marty, thank God I found you there.
Doc, where you been all week?
Never mind that now. Listen, can you meet me to Twin Pines Mall tonight at 1:15?
1:15 in the morning?
Right. I've made a major breakthrough and I need your assistance.
Okay, Doc, but what's going on?
I'll give you all the details at the appropriate time. Don't forget now, tomorrow morning, 1:15 a.m.
Yeah, Doc, about your amplifier.
Oh, that's right. Whatever you do, don't use the amp. There's a slight possibility of overload.
I was just thinking that.
Suddenly, all the clocks strike 8 at once. Chimes, cuckoos, and digital beeps tone in bizarre cacophony.
Are those my clocks I hear?
Yep, it's 8 o'clock.
Perfect. My experiment worked. They're all exactly 25 minutes slow.
25 minutes slow? Doc, are you telling me it's almost 8:30?
Precisely.
Damn, I'm late for school.
Marty hangs up, puts his Walkman headphones on, grabs his backpack, and reaches down to retrieve his skateboard. You want to sing some Huey Lewis there, Danny? Once again, we see the plutonium case, but Marty doesn't. He hits play on the Walkman. He drives off. He drives past the Burger King. The truck is pulling out. Marty grabs on the back of it, and he gets towed down the street. He's down another street. Titles continue as Marty skateboards through the town square. He's seen better days. We will particularly note. Don't care about any of that. Which is a weird, by the way, featuring what? No, we won't get to that.
It's so specific.
It's very
funny.
specific.
Theater is now a skeezy porn theater.
It really is. It's really uncomfortable. The front of the school has chipped paint and graffiti on the walls. Marty arrives, hops off his skateboard, kicks it up, and runs up the stairs. An attractive girl rushes out towards him. She's Jennifer Parker, 17. The two of them are an item.
Jennifer!
Marty, you're late. Don't go in this way. Strickland's looking for you. 2 more tardies and you'll get a detention.
Marty peeks around the corner down the hall.
I think we're safe.
Or John,
This time it wasn't my fault. The doc said all his clock's 25 minutes slow.
The doc? Am I to understand that you're still hanging around with that Doc Emmett Brown McFly?
They turn. It's Mr. Strickland, the stern, no-nonsense disciplinarian.
A tardy slip for you, Miss Parker, and another for you, McFly. I believe that makes 4 in a row. Now let me give you a nickel's worth of free advice, young man. That so-called Doc Brown is dangerous. He's a real nutcase. You fool around with him, and you're going to end up in big trouble.
Yes, sir.
Clearly, Marty's not looking forward to that kind of trouble.
You got a real attitude, McFly. You're a slacker. You remind me of your father when he went here. He was a slacker, too.
Can I go now, Mr. Strickland?
I noticed you're on the roster for the dance auditions after school. Why even bother, McFly? You don't have a chance. You're too much like your old man. No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley.
Yeah? Well, history's gonna change.
School gym, close-in sign reading auditions, battle the bands. Jennifer Parker stands at the side of the stage. The object of her attention is Marty on stage with his band, the Pinheads. Marty acknowledges her. Then he steps forward to address the dance committee.
All right, we're the Pinheads, and we're gonna rock and roll.
They kick into a red-hot number. Marty's fingers dance across the strings and frets in a complicated lead line. He's terrific, and the band sounds great. They get only about 20 seconds in, and then the voice calls out.
That's enough. Thank you.
Marty and the group stop playing, exchanging bewildered glances. Oh, that's it? Oh, he got such a good line.
Says, you're too damn loud.
That's exactly. So go ahead, say the line. What's the line?
That was it.
Oh, yeah, you're just too damn loud.
You're just too damn loud.
Next. Although, quick side, I'm really curious to know that Strickland knows who Doc Brown is. I kind of want to know how they knew each other, if they had some type of interaction with each other. Anyways. The election sound vehicle wipes the screen and re-elect Mayor Goldie Wilson. Honesty, decency, integrity with a picture of an incumbent. Mayor Wilson is black, about 50, with a gold front tooth. His truck broadcasts a campaign sign by the mayor. Marty and Jennifer are walking together. She carries her school books. He has the skateboard, and he's depressed.
Marty, one rejection isn't the end of the world.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not cut out for music.
But you're good, Marty. You're really good. And this audition tape of yours is great. You've got to send it in to that record company.
Yeah, that's what Doc Brown keeps telling me. Confidence. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
That's good advice, Marty.
Yeah, but what if I send it in and they hate it? What if they tell me I'm no good? What if they say, get out of here, kid, you got no future? Why should I put myself through all that anxiety? Jeez, I'm starting to sound like my old man.
Well, they all say all of our emotions, anxieties come directly from our parents.
Well, in that case, you can kiss me off right now.
Come on, Marty. Your father's not that bad.
I think deep down inside he means well, but the man just can't get it together.
At least he's letting you blow in the car tomorrow. There's a major step in the right direction.
Marty spots a tricked-out 4x4 truck on display in the town square parking lot.
Hey, check out that 4x4. Wouldn't it be great to take that up to the lake tomorrow night? We put our sleeping bags in the back, make out under the stars. Someday, Jennifer, someday.
What about your mother? Does she know?
Are you kidding? She thinks I'm going camping with the guys. If she found out I was going camping with you, she'd freak. And I'd get the standard lecture about how she never behaved that way when she was in high school. She must have been a real goody two-shoes.
I swear she should have been a nun. Yeah. They pause across the former courthouse building.
She's just trying to keep you respectable.
Well, she's not doing a very good job, is she? Honka,
They
honka.
move closer.
Terrible.
They're about to kiss.
You.
Oh, no, Emily should go for it. Yeah.
Save the clock tower!
Marty and Jennifer turn. The middle-aged church group type woman has a donation can and an armful of printed flyers.
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
30 years ago, lightning struck the clock tower, and the clock hasn't run since. We at the Hill Valley Preservation Society think it should be prepared exactly the way it is, as part of history and heritage.
All right, lady. Here's a quarter.
Marty drops a quarter into the can and turns towards Jennifer again, but before he can move closer, the clock woman sticks a flyer in front of his face.
Don't forget to take a flyer. It tells you the whole story of the clock tower.
Marty grabs the flyer out of her hand.
Thank you.
She moves along to bother somebody else.
Now, where were we, Jennifer?
It's not you.
Right about here.
They move closer. They're about to kiss. A horn honks loudly. Jennifer turns away.
Oh, that's my dad. I've got to go.
This is not my day. I'll call you tonight.
I'll be at my grandma's. Here's the number.
She writes something down on the back of the clock flyer. The clock flyer.
Wow.
This one,
Not that
the
version of it.
clock flyer handout and gives it to him. Marty takes it and she hops into the waiting car. Marty watches it go, then looks at the paper Jennifer just gave him. Along with the phone number she's written, I love you. Smiles, looks at the back of the reprint of the newspaper article about the clock tower. He folds it up, puts it in his pocket and hops on his skateboard. The pickup truck cruises down with Marty towed behind. Yada 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 behind home, McFly home. Dusk. A wrecker is in the McFly driveway with the 1979 Plymouth Reliant in tow. By the way, it was a BMW. Its front end is completely smashed as if someone rammed it into a brick wall. The truck driver's unhitching it. Marty skateboards up to the scene and is in shocked.
My God, the car is wrecked.
He rushes in the house. He enters and sees Biff Tannen, an intimidating lout of a 48, lambasting artsy father George McFly, a timid man of 47.
I can't believe you did this, McFly, you Irish bug. I can't believe you loaned me your car without telling me it has a blind spot. I could have been killed.
Now, Biff, I never noticed any blind spots before.
What? Are you blind, McFly? It's there. How else can you explain that wreck out there?
Can I assume your insurance will pay for the damage?
My insurance? It's your car. Your insurance should pay for it. I want to know who's going to pay for this. I spilled beer all over it when that car hit me. Who's going to pay the cleaning bill?
George hesitates, then meekly pulls out his wallet.
Ooh, do you think $20 will cover it?
It's a start. And hey, where's my reports?
Well, Biff, I haven't finished them yet. I figured since they weren't due until Monday.
Hello? Anybody home? Think, McFly, think. I gotta have time to retype them. Have them retyped. If I turn in my reports in your handwriting, I'll get fired.
Okay, I'll finish them tonight and run them over to you first thing in the morning.
Not too early. I sleep in on Saturdays. Oh, hey, McFly. Your shoe's untied.
Oh?
He looks down and Biff hits him on the chin. Biff laughs loudly.
Don't be so gullible, McFly.
Biff heads towards the door and notices Marty staring at him.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Biff exits. Marty shakes his head and steps over to his father. They skip the whole section. And all you got is light beer? Yeah. He's about to say something, but George raises his hands and cuts him off.
I know what you're going to say, son, and you're right. You're right. But he happens to be my supervisor, and I'm afraid it's just I'm not very good at confrontation.
But Dad, he wrecked your car. He totaled it. I was counting on using it tomorrow night. Do you have any idea how important this is to me, Dad? Do you have any idea at all?
I know, son, and all I can say is I'm sorry.
Did it ever occur to you to just say no? Just once, try saying no.
Oh, son, I know it's hard for you to understand, but the fact is, I'm just not a fighter.
Just try it once, Dad. One time. Say no. N-O. No.
Now there's a rap at the screen door as Howard, the pot-bellied next-door neighbor, steps in with his daughter, 11, wearing a Little League uniform. Okay, we're going off movie here. Howard.
Hey, McFly, my kid's selling peanut brittle for a team. It's $5 a box. I'm putting you down for a case, okay, McFly?
Marty shakes his head. George hesitates, gulps.
Well, okay.
See, Michelle, I told you we'd have only to go one house.
Marty shakes his head hopelessly. Wow. So end scene. That's why he had the peanut brittle in his hand. It totally explains why he had that huge bowl of peanut brittle that he was eating during dinner. Wow, that's good.
Oh,
At the McFly dinner table, the McFly family is dining meatloaf, Kraft macaroni, bird's eye mixed vegetables. They're eating dinner. Marty's mother, Lorraine, 47, is once attractive woman. Now she's overweight, in a rut, a victim of suburban stagnation. Tell me about it. Oh my goodness. She has more food on her plate than anyone else and a glass of vodka. George has papers in front of him instead of food. He's doing the work Biff gave him. He's also glancing at the TV, which has turned to Honeymooners rerun. Sister Linda, 19, is cute, but wears too much eye makeup. Brother Dave, 22, wears a McDonald's uniform and is wolfing down his food. George.
believe me, son, you're better off not having the aggravation of dealing with that YMCA dance. You'd have to worry about getting all your equipment there, making contingency plans in case someone got sick, making sure you got paid correctly, settling up with the musicians union, and what if you were no good that other people wanted you to hire you? You have to worry about scheduling your job around school? Believe me, son, you're better off without those headaches.
He's right, Marty. If there's any one thing you don't need, it's headaches.
Headaches. Marty nods unenthusiastically. Wow, I said that word. Lorraine brings a cake which says, "Welcome home, Uncle Joey," with a black bird flying out of the barred prison window.
Kids, I guess we're gonna have to eat this cake ourselves. Your Uncle Joey didn't make parole again. I think it would be nice if you all dropped him a line.
Uncle Jailbird Joey?
He's your brother, Mom.
You again.
You're the sister,
Danny.
Linda.
Danny.
Oh, Linda. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a major embarrassment having Uncle in prison.
Linda.
Oh my God.
We all make mistakes in our life, children.
Damn, I'm late.
He wipes his mouth and hurries off.
Please watch your language, David.
Jennifer Parker called. Wants her to call her back.
I don't like her, Marty. Any girl who calls up a boy is looking for trouble. Pass the mashed potatoes, please.
Marty
Oh,
passes
mother.
them and Lorraine... Okay, go for it. Yep.
There's nothing wrong with calling a boy.
Well, I think it's terrible girls chasing boys. I never chased a boy when I was your age. I never called a boy or asked a boy on a date or sat in a parked car with a boy, because when you behave like that, boys won't respect you, Linda.
It's true.
They'll think you're cheap.
Linda rolls her eyes. She's heard this a million times.
Then how are you ever supposed to meet anybody?
It'll just happen, like the way I met your father.
But that was so stupid. Grandpa hit him with his car.
It was meant to be.
I still don't understand what Dad was doing in the middle of the street.
What was it, George? Bird watching?
Did you say something, Lorraine?
No, stop. We're just going. Sorry, my,
No problem. 21. We're on page 21.
I know, it won't stop scrolling.
Oh!
It wants us to.
You're so exciting tonight, Harmony. You're off the rails.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's cool. It's totally cool.
it's super cool.
Can you tell I'm not good with technology?
Totally good. Yeah,
Well, your Lorraine is on point.
it really is.
Totally.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
Where are we?
21.
21.
Top of 21.
21.
Top 21.
Okay.
I lost 2.
17.
Number 5th. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm past that.
Mm.
Okay.
Am I pressing the down button? Should I just press?
Brown.
Yeah, I should. I'm just pressing the down button. I get in the habit of scrolling, but I just press the down button. Or can I
Are we
do
on the
that?
top of 21 where she talks about Grandpa hitting him with the car?
Oh, I can do this. This is good.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Top of 21.
Okay. Anyway, Grandpa hit him with the car and brought him into the house. He seemed so helpless, like a little lost puppy, and my heart just went out to him.
Yeah, Mom. You've told us a million times. Florence Nightingale to the rescue.
Oh.
The next weekend, we went on our first date, the Enchantment Under the Sea school dance. I'll never forget it. It was the night of that terrible thunderstorm. Remember, George?
What's that, dear?
Your father kissed me for the very first time on the dance floor, and that was when I realized I was going to spend the rest of my life with him.
Oh, Marty and Linda exchange a look and shake their heads.
I can't believe Dad actually got up and enough nerve to kiss you in public.
Well, I may have encouraged him a little.
I'll bet you had to practically jump his bones.
Marty gets up, finished eating, and exits. Lorraine looks at
Boom.
George, then smiles demurely to herself.
Wow, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, just had to say goodnight to my son.
Yeah.
Good.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Sorry, we went to the there's a Christmas craft sale, and he got a bath bomb that came with a necklace, a Christmas necklace.
Doesn't smell like
Ooh,
avocado.
bath bombs. We talked about bath bomb. We talked about how avocados make the best bath bombs earlier on. So yeah.
Ooh. Oh, so, okay. Sorry, back on track. ADHD moment. Thinking back on it, I did.
Marty's
you
bedroom. Yep. Marty's walls are covered with posters. Marty sits at his desk, submission form that has R&G Records letterhead and envelope. There's also a picture of Jennifer there. He signs the form and puts it in an envelope. Whoa! Along with the cassette tape. He's about to seal it. Then he hesitates and ponders a moment. He stares at the envelope. It's addressed to R&G Records, New Talent Division. He sighs, shakes his head, pulls the tape out, chucks the envelope and application into the trash can. Marty sighs, then kicks back on the bed and sprawls out. He closes his eyes. Marty's bedroom. Clock on Marty's nightstand. It's almost 12:30. Camera pans up, and he's lying on his bed, fully clothed. The phone beeps. Marty stirs and answers it.
Hello?
You didn't fall asleep, did you?
No, of course not.
Uh-huh. Listen, I forgot my video camera. Can you stop by my place and pick it up on your way to the mall?
Yeah, no problem, Doc.
Marty hangs up. He looks at the clock. He shows pillows under his covers to make it look like he's asleep. Wow, he's sneaking out. He takes his Walkman. Orange, exactly what it is. Yeah, he climbs out the bedroom window. Twin Peaks Mall. Camera pans from the lit entrance. Oh yeah,
Twin Peaks?
What did I say? Peaks? Yeah, Twin Pines Mall, which is actually quite kind of important. The digital clock says 1:18. He's carrying the Walkman and a video camera. He skateboards around the corner. You know what's actually interesting on that side note? He had the camera with him, but anyways. Camera pans from the lit entrance. The large dog sits patiently beside it. The animal has a battery-operated digital clock attached to his collar. There's a few boxes, equipment, suitcase nearby. Marty skateboards over to the truck and the dog.
Doc? Hello? Hey, Einstein, where's the dock? Where's the dock, buddy?
We hear an engine rev up. The truck engine, question mark? The rear truck opens suddenly. A sleek stainless steel DeLorean drives down the drop-down gate onto the parking lot. It's been modified with coils and some wicked-looking units on the rear engine. Marty stares at it for a minute. The DeLorean pulls up and stops. The gull-wing driver's door opens and steps out Dr. Emmett Brown, 65. He's clad in a white radiation suit, hood off. His hair is wild. His eyes are full of life and energy.
Good evening, Marty. Welcome to my latest experiment. This is a big one. The one I've been waiting for my life.
He all goes out the vehicle. No, go ahead.
It's a DeLorean, but what did you do with it? And what's with the Devo suit?
Bear with me, Marty. All your questions will be answered. Roll tape and we proceed.
Quick side. He actually says, is that a Devo suit? He says that in the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I never caught
Yeah, he actually
I
says
don't remember that.
Yeah, he actually says, is that a Devo suit? And he goes, enough of that now. Start
Never mind.
rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bear with me. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I already did that.
Top of 23. Marty raises the camera. Brown clears his throat and addresses the camera. Go for it.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Herman Brown. I'm standing here in a parking lot at Pines Mall. It's Saturday, October 26, 1985, 1:18 a.m., and this is temporal experiment number 1. Come on, Einstein, get in, boy.
The dog obediently jumps in and sits in the driver's seat. He buckles him in and shoulder harness.
Please note that Einstein's clock is precise synchronization with my control watch.
He holds up a digital watch, and they are two in sync.
Good luck, Annie.
Brown reaches in and starts the ignition. The DeLorean engines roar to life. Brown turns the headlights on. The gull-wing closes the gull-wing door, sealing Einstein inside. He steps back and picks up the remote control unit. Similar, it's got an accelerator, brake, and a joystick, and LED. Brown flicks the power button on using the accelerator button and joystick for steering. Sends the DeLorean down to the far end of the parking lot. He turns the car around so that it's pointing towards them, idling.
If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Brown takes a deep breath and pushes the accelerator button. The DeLorean takes off, shifting gears automatically. The LED, that's a great point. It shifts gear. It's in manual. Anyways, the DeLorean takes off, shifting gears automatically. The LED speedometer passes 30. The stainless steel, it drives past 40. Marty's getting it all on tape. Brown watches intently. The speedometer climbs past 60. In the car, Einstein remains calm. Brown's finger holds the accelerator button down. The meter passes 75. The DeLorean keeps accelerating, approaching Marty and Brown. The coils mounted in the car begin glowing. The speedometer hits 85, 86, 87, 88. The automobile is suddenly engulfed by a blinding white glow. Then blam, it's gone, and a trail of fire left by its wake. Brown and Marty are hit by a sharp blast of air. Marty blinks in disbelief. It's as if the car never existed. Only the license plate is left behind. A vanity plate. No time. Nice.
What I tell you? 88 miles per hour. Temporal displacement occurred exactly at 1:20 a.m. in 0 seconds.
Christ almighty.
Christ almighty.
I don't think he said that, does he?
He doesn't say that.
No, he doesn't.
Nope.
No, Christ almighty.
Jeez Louise, you
That's better.
disintegrated
There you go.
Einstein.
That's
Calm down, Marty. I didn't say a word anything.
Christ almighty.
Yeah.
The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
But then where the hell are they?
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they? You see, Einstein has just become the world's first time traveler. I sent him into the future. 1 minute into the future to be exact. And precisely 1:21 a.m. in 0 seconds, we shall catch up to him in the time machine.
I love that you're making that variation. Yep.
Sorry,
Marty.
time machine? Are you trying to tell me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, I want to do it with some style. Besides, the stainless steel construction make the flux dispersal.
His digital watch beeps.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Roll tape and brace yourself for a sudden displacement of air.
Marty aims the camera right where the DeLorean disappeared. Brown grips a remote control until unit tightly and counts down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Their hair stands up on end, charged with static electricity. Suddenly, a sharp blast of wind comes in the deafening sonic boom, and the DeLorean reappears where it had vanished, still going 88 miles per hour. Brown hits the brake button. The car wheels come to a screeching halt. Brown and Marty rush over to the car. Brown approaches cautiously and reaches for the door handle. He touches and recoils in pain.
Is it hot?
It's cold. Damn cold.
He raises his driver's side door. In there sits Einstein. Brown again compares his watch to Einstein's.
Insert watches.
Go for it.
That's it.
Exactly 1
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
And still, oh, wait, what?
No, you're right. Insert watches. Einstein reads 120:10. Brown's is 121:10. Go.
Einstein's watch is exactly 1 minute behind mine and still ticking.
Is he all right?
Brown buckles the shoulder harness and Einstein jumps out of the car. He gives him a milk bone.
Oh, wait a second. My script just... Oh, yeah, here we are. He's fine, and he's completely unaware that anything happened. As far as he's concerned, the trip was instantaneous. That's why his watch is exactly 1 minute behind mine. He skipped over the minute to instantly arrive at this moment in time. Come here, I'll show you how it works.
Marty's still a little skeptical. Marty approaches cautiously.
First, you turn the time circuits on.
He flips. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay. This reader tells you where you're going, this one tells you where you are, and this one tells you where you were. You input a destination time on this keypad. Say you want to see the signing up to the Declarations of Independence.
7/4/1776.
Witness the birth of Christ.
He punches 12:25:0.
Here's a red letter date in the history of science, November 5th, 1955.
He pauses, realizing something.
Yes, of course. November 5th, 1955.
What happened then?
That was the day I went to time travel. I remember it vividly. I was sitting on the edge of my toilet hanging a clock. The porcelain was wet. I slipped and hit my head on the edge of the sink. And when I came to, I had a revelation. A vision. A picture in my head. A picture of this.
He pictures a centerpiece mounted inside the DeLorean.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor, huh?
It's taken me almost 30 years and my entire family fortune to realize the vision of that day. My God, hasn't it been that long? I've been working on this.
Pulls out a pocket abacus and calculates.
29 years, 11 months, and 355 days. Excluding vacations, of course. Almost 30 years. Amazing. Things have certainly changed around here. It's all used to be farmland here, as far as the eye could see.
This is heavy, Doc. And it runs on, like, regular unleaded gasoline?
Unfortunately, no. It requires something with a little more kick.
He indicates a container with purple radioactivity symbols on it. You're right to continue on. Go for it. Yep.
Plutonium.
Plutonium? I think that's me. You mean this sucker's nuclear?
No. The sucker's electrical. But I need a nuclear reaction to generate 1.21 gigawatts of electricity I need. The flux capacitor stores it, then discharges it all at once like a gigantic bolt of lightning.
Oh, that buries the lead. That super buries the lead. Oh.
Yeah, it does.
Like a gigantic bolt of lightning.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks,
No wonder
guys.
they took that out.
No, exactly. That really took you by the hand on that one. Sorry, go ahead, Marty.
Hold the phone, Doc. Plutonium? That's not even legal. Did you steal it?
Of course, from a group of liberal nationalists. They wanted me to build them a bomb, so I took the plutonium and in turn gave them a shoddy bomb casing full of used pinball machine parts. Let's get Einstein in the truck. We must prepare to reload.
I'm really appreciating Derry's taking liberty with all the script because she knows it actually inside out.
Yeah.
I really love it.
It's
I'm
annoying when I see.
Yeah. If I'm being brutally honest, that's why I said it in the beginning, that I knew you were going to make some changes. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Brown's gloved hands remove a 4-inch cylinder with plutonium rod within, it's surrounded by water. Marty's now dressed in the radiation suit. Both they have their hoods up. The DeLorean's been moved back close to the truck. Marty videotapes Brown. The plutonium red rod drops into the reactor, which then seals shut.
Save now. Everything's lead lined.
Marty removes his hood. Einstein watches from the truck.
Oh, almost forgot my luggage. Who knows if they have cotton underwear in the future? I'm allergic to all the synthetics.
The future? Is that where you're going?
That's right. 25 years into the future. I've always dreamed to see the future, looking beyond my years, seeing the progress of mankind. I'll also be able to see who wins the next 25 World Series.
Well, be sure to look me up when you get there, and I'll fill you in on what's been happening.
Indeed I will. I, Dr. Emmett Brown, am about to embark on an historic journey.
Einstein starts barking.
Woof, woof.
What is it, Annie?
He turns. The horror of an approaching pair of headlights. It's an ominous van.
Oh my God, they found me. I don't know how, but they found me.
Who?
Rumford, Marty. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Libyans are off. No, I just keep correcting this.
Keep it going. The van slides open, and a swarthy character who resembles Yasser Arafat, yikes, leans out with an AK-47. Wow, this is written in 1984, folks.
Palestinian, Libyan, you know.
He's got an AK-47 submachine gun. He opens fire.
Rumford, Marty. I'll run a fire.
He runs to his truck, takes a .45 revolver. He tries to fire it. He then breaks for the mall, a good 500 yards away. Whoa. Einstein watches from his truck. The terrorist van screeches around. The terrorist fires a machine gun blast.
Doc, no, wait.
He keeps running, and the van closes the distance. There's no way he's going to outrun it. The terrorist gunner screams a Libyan curse, then fires a burst at Brown. The bullets rip into his chest, and the scientist goes down. Marty stands frozen in horror, video camera still in hand.
Doc, oh my God, you bastards!
You bastards! As if hearing Marty, the van makes a U-turn. Marty looks around. The only door he can see is the DeLorean. Marty dashes for it. The Libyan gunner takes aim and pulls the trigger, but the weapon jams. He jerks the mechanism to unjam it. He swears in Libyan, just so you know. He swears in Libyan. He swings the door shut. Marty swings the door shut. How do you start this thing? Then he spots the keys on the ignition, and he's in the steering column. Just like any other car, he turns it over and shifts it into first and floors it. This is a little descriptive here, but I think I'll go through it quick here. The DeLorean roars off. The van gives chase. The speedometer reaches 40. The terrorist gunner leans out, takes aim. He looks at the side mirror. The Libyan takes aim. The speedometer climbs past 50. The gunner fires. Bullets rip into the parking lot just behind the speeding DeLorean. Marty has the pedal to the metal. The speedometer hits 75. Marty again checks the view mirror. Through the side mirror. The van is still keeping up. Marty reacts. Marty reacts.
Trying to find it here.
25M.
I'm just listening.
Page
25M?
32, page 32.
Yeah, I'm on 32. 25F?
25M.
M.
Michael.
First page of 32A.
Yeah, 32.
Oh, let's see if you bastards can do 90.
The DeLorean continues accelerating, but the van continues pursuit. Moving DeLorean, the speedometer passes 85. On Marty, the gauges, the flux capacitor is about to kick in. The speedometer climbs 86, 87, 88. The mall parking lot suddenly changed into an open field with a scarecrow in the middle of it. Marty's speeding towards it at 88 miles an hour and hits it. The scarecrow's face is hideously smashed across the windshield. It's completely disoriented. DeLorean speeds right into an open barn. A large section of the barn roof caves in, and a dog starts barking. The light goes on at the farmhouse. We behind him is his wife. Their buxom 14-year-old yikers.
What?
I'm going to read this. I'm sorry, it got my attention. I'm reading it now. Farmer Peabody, 45, comes out. 45, by the way. Farmer Peabody comes out of it with red flannels, carrying a lantern. Behind him is his wife. Their buxom 14-year-old daughter and lively 18-year-old Sherman. They approach and cautiously enter. The hazard lights, it looks like a spaceship. The cows in the barn don't seem to be don't care so much. Then they exchange an uneasy look.
Did you notice that his son had a name?
Yeah,
What's that, sorry?
Like the son has a name, but
The
the
daughter's
some
just
14-year-old
big
daughter is
Yeah.
his daughter.
She's buxom, by the way. in case you
The
weren't-
wife doesn't have a name either.
No, well,
No, Ma.
The parents
name
are
is
both
Ma.
Pa and Ma.
Oh, Ma.
That's right.
Sherman has a name.
They exchange an uneasy look after seeing the cars blinking.
You gotta be Ma.
What is it, Pa?
Looks like an airplane without wings. Airplane? It's a flying saucer, Pa, from outer space.
The driver's side gull-wing door, just like a hatch. The Marty steps out, dazed, a radiation suit, giving his hood's down, giving the appearance of an alien.
Run, children! Run for your lives!
They all run like hell.
Hey, hello, where am I?
He looks around. Marty shakes his head and steps out of the barn door. Sorry. Marty steps into the barnyard.
Excuse me, anybody here?
Pa bursts out the farm, double-barreled shotgun. He's scared. Sherman comes out right behind him.
Shoot it, Paul! It's already mutated to human form! Shoot it!
He raises his shotgun nervously and unsteady. He fires. A buckshot cracks into the barn wall behind Marty.
Take that, you mutated son of a bitch!
He squeezes off the second barrel. Shot explodes near his feet and dashes back into the farm. Pa breaks the gun and
Be careful,
reloads.
Pa! Don't get too close or you'll take over your brains! What the hell are you talking about, boy? Read this, it's all in here!
And he shows them the Tales from... Wow, this got backwards real quick. He shows them the Tales from Space comic book. On the cover is a spaceship that resembles the DeLorean. The title of the story is Space Zombies from Pluto. Oh, by the way, Marty enrages and appears to have enslaved several human females. That's weird. The title of the story is Space Zombies from Pluto. Now the DeLorean thunders out of the barn. Peabody jumps back. The car spins in the barnyard. And smashes through the white picket fence surrounding two newly planted pine trees in a line, just like the one on the sign, Twin Pines Mall. The DeLorean takes out one of the small trees, then finds the dirt access road and roars away.
You space bastard! You killed one of my pines!
Backfires and he blows the mailbox to shreds. He runs over to his pine grove.
Now I only got one!
Oh, stupid. Stop. Oh, come on.
So funny.
They really... Chef's kiss. How about this? Chef's kiss to the editor of this film, that they took out these sections and left us to the audience to just figure it out. We're good. Yeah.
I guess by doing that, they make like the cinematography like actually like make those shots happen.
Yes.
So that the joke lands at the end. Like they need to make sure that attention is paid to that specific thing.
That's a good point. And I think we talked about it even at Comic-Con was sometimes when you write stuff in a comic and then the what am I thinking of? The drawer? Oh my God, the drawer? The illustrator. The illustrator may actually do something better than what you were wording, so you just don't need the words anymore, right? That's what's going on here. The DeLorean tears across the dirt road entrance Twin Pines Ranch and turns onto the main road. Marty, top of 36. Go for it.
Okay, Marty, get a hold of yourself. There's got to be an explanation for this. It's probably all a dream. One very intense dream. It's all going to resolve itself.
Marty's foot slams on the brake. The DeLorean burns into a screeching halt. The engine dies. Marty gets out of the DeLorean, takes us to the Lion's Gate of Lion's Estates. Standing alone, we crane up, revealing empty farmland beyond. It's totally astonished. We hear the sound of an approaching car. Marty turns. Oh my God, I want to learn what these guys say. A 1947 Hudson's coming down the road. Marty waves his arms at the car. Bizarre image. Marty in a yellow radiation suit next to the DeLorean. The driver of Hudson reacts in fear. He honks and speeds past Marty. Marty gulps. Oh, man. We don't learn what they actually say there. Yeah. Go.
It can't be.
He rushes back to the DeLorean and looks in. It reads November 5th, 1955, destination time. Suddenly, the display blanks out as the car dies. The plutonium chamber reads empty. Marty turns the ignition key. The engine won't start. Finally, it's completely dies. Marty hits the steering wheel in frustration.
Perfect.
Marty, in his regular street clothes, pushes the DeLorean behind the billboard. He takes a deep breath, walks around the sign. Up ahead is a mileage marker that says Hill Valley, 2 miles. Marty arrives in Hill Valley Town Square, 1955. It's bustling. He walks across the street, staring at the town. He notices a movie theater now playing Cattle Queen. I don't care about this. The record store with Patti Page and Edie Gorm albums on display. He walks towards the sound clock chiming at 8:30. The clock is chiming, folks. It's not frozen at 8:30. He reaches the corner. There's a travel agency. He looks up and reacts. Political soundtrack. Red Thomas for mayor. He shakes his head. He discarded newspaper. He picks it up. The date is November 5th, 1955. He spots a woman walking towards him.
Excuse me, ma'am, but could you pinch me?
Oh, beg your pardon?
Pinch me. Pinch me.
The woman slaps Marty across the face and walks off in a huff.
This is definitely not a dream. Thanks a lot, lady.
Public telephone sign, Lou's Cafe. He has an idea. He runs across the street. Typical soda fountain in the cafe. Customers are at the counter. Marty stares at the signs. Coffee 5 cents, etc., etc. Lou, the counterman, that's by the way how I say it, spots Marty in his orange down vest.
Hey, what did you do, kid? Jump ship?
Huh?
What's with a life preserver?
I just want to use the phone.
In the back.
He points out the phone booth. He goes into the phone booth, flips through the directory. He comes across Emmett Brown, Riverside Drive, smiles, just what he was looking for.
Thank God you're still around.
He puts in a dime and dials the number. It rings and rings and rings. No answer. He hangs up. How do you get a dime? Okay, I guess dimes have never changed size. Oh well. He rips the page out and shoves it in his pocket. Marty saunters out of the phone booth. Nerdy-looking kid at a seat is seated nearby, sipping a soda and reading a comic book. Marty looks at Lou, indicating the address on the phone book.
Can you tell me where 1640 Riverside...
You gonna order something, kid?
Sure. Give me a tab.
I can't give you the tab unless you order something.
Oh, how about a Pepsi free?
Kid, if you want Pepsi, you gotta pay for it.
Oh, well, just give me something to drink that doesn't have any sugar in it.
Lou gives him a look and puts a cup of coffee in front of him. He looks at the bowl of sugar cubes in front of him.
Have you got any sweet and low?
Sweet and what? Say, kid, you better pay for this right now.
Okay.
Marty puts down a nickel. I always wondered how he paid for that coffee. That's really funny. Marty raises his coffee cup and he's about to take a sip.
Hey, McFly!
Oh, that's Biff? I'm sorry. I didn't realize Biff says that.
Well, it's yeah, you're right.
Off screen.
Implied
Yeah.
that it's
But it is Biff. Give it to Biff.
assuming-
No,
I'm
it to
assuming
Biff.
the
no,
name
read
is
ahead.
Biff.
Read ahead.
Biff.
Oh, yeah, you're okay. Okay, so Marty, say your line.
Oh, it is.
It
It
is
is
Biff.
Biff.
It
Never
is
mind.
Biff.
It is later on. Read ahead more.
I love Todd so much. I know all of his movie roles. He's
The voice came from a punk. Oh, yeah, you got it. Voice came from a punk, 17. Behind him are 3 other punks. The lead punk is coming right towards Marty. He's stepping over to the nerdy kid next to him. Nerdy kid.
Hi, Biff. How's it going?
I think we figured that out. Yes, the punk is Biff Tannen, age 17, and the nerdy kid is George McFly, also 17. The boys buy cigarettes at the counter. There's a guy named Skinhead. There's the bald guy, 3D.
Match and 3D.
Match,
3D glasses.
Skinhead, and
Is that Billy
3D.
Zane?
Wow.
Billy
I knew his
Zane.
name was 3D. I didn't know it was Match because he's got a matchstick in his mouth.
Yeah.
Skinhead, who's got a crew cut. 3D. It's really on the nose with
1955,
those
you calling
titles.
yourself skinhead?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Marty watches an exchange between Biff and George with utter amazement.
Oh, hi, Biff. Hi, guys.
You got my homework finished, McFly, you Irish bug.
Bug? Yeah.
Bug.
Well, no. I figured since it's not due till Monday.
Hello? Anybody home? Think, McFly, think. I gotta have time to recopy it. Do you realize what would happen if I turned in my homework in your handwriting? I get kicked out of school. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you?
Oh, no,
Would
no.
you?
No, Biff. Of course not.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Biff he's looking at Marty. Yep.
Biff, get a load of this life preserver. This dog thinks he's gonna drown.
You're
Match.
You're playing all the people
It's
you
you,
know.
buddy.
No.
You get to be back.
What happened? Did you get shipwrecked? Nah, he's just getting ready for flood season.
They all laugh. Biff turns back to George. How about... Oh, sorry. Back to
How
George.
about my homework, McFly?
Oh, okay, Biff. I'll do it tonight and bring it over first thing tomorrow.
Not too early. I sleep in on Sundays. Oh, hey, McFly. Your shoes untied.
Huh?
Biff hits him in the chin and laughs loudly. As do his cronies. And they leave. Marty's in disbelief. Turns to George.
I don't believe it. You're George McFly?
Uh-huh.
Your birthday is August 18th, and your mother's name is Sylvia?
Whoa, this is too much.
Uh-huh. Who are you?
Marty doesn't know what to say. He's probably Clint Eastwood. The black busboy who's been sweeping up in the background. He looks at George and he talks.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. He sees he's got a gold. We see he's got a gold front teeth. It's Goldie Wilson, aged. I can't read that. Let's say aged 22.
I think so.
22. Age ...
Yeah. Goldie, go for it.
I gotta try not to be racist here.
No.
Say,
Okay.
what do you let that boy push you around for?
Well, he's bigger than me.
Stand tall, boy. Have some respect for yourself. You let people walk all over you now, you'll be walking all over for the rest of your life. Look at me. You think I'm going to spend the rest of my day in this slop house?
Watch it, Goldie.
No, sir. I'm going to be making something of myself. I'm going to night school. I'm going to be somebody.
That's right. He's going to be mayor someday.
Mayor? That's a good idea. I could run for mayor. Oh, no. A colored mayor? That'll be the day. You wait and see, Mr. Carruthers. I'm going to be mayor. I'll be the most powerful man in Hill Valley, and I'm going to clean up this town. Well, you can start by sweeping the floor. Mayor Goldie Wilson. I like the sound of that.
Marty notices George is left. He sees George bicycling past the windows. Marty runs after him.
Hey, George, wait up. I want to talk to you.
We're on 44 now. Hill Valley Town Square. Marty looks around and sees George bicycling down the street.
George, I want to talk to you.
George doesn't hear him. Marty runs after him. Residential street. Day. The homes evoke pleasant nostalgia. Marty comes from around the corner and sees George bike parked against a tree. Marty looks around and then spots George up in the tree, precariously out of the branch overhanging the street about 12 feet up. George has a pair of binoculars trained on a second-story window in the house across the street. Boobies! He can't figure it out. He moves closer for a better view. George focuses the binoculars, George's POV through the binoculars of a naked girl on the second floor of the bedroom window, dressing.
Buxom girl number 2.
Marty watches in disbelief as he realizes what George is doing.
He's a peeping Tom.
As the girl moves closer to the window, George tries to move closer. He loses his balance and stumbles onto the street. He groans. He tries to get up. Now the car comes from around the corner. George doesn't see it, and Marty can see it's going to hit him.
Dad, look out!
But George is still dazed. The street, in a particularly flying leap, knocks him out of the path of the oncoming car. As Marty moves to avoid the car swerves in the same direction. There's a screech of brakes, and the car hits Marty. George, never one to be involved, grabs his bike and pedals off, leaving Marty lying on the street, unconscious.
Test.
We're inside Lorraine's room now. Marty is lying in bed, lit by ambient light. Female hands place a cold compress on the bruise on his forehead. Marty groans and stirs.
Mom, is that you?
Shh. Everything's going to be all right.
It sounds like his mother. He opens his eyes. All he can see is her silhouette.
Oh my God, what a horrible nightmare. I dreamt I went way back in time.
He sits up.
Take it easy now. You've been asleep for almost 9 hours.
It was terrible. It was a terrible place to be. The music was awful. They didn't even have Huey Lewis. Our neighborhood hadn't been built yet, and everything was so weird looking.
Well, you're safe and sound back where you belong in good old 1955.
1955?
She turns on the bedside lamp, and it's the same girl George was spying on. Wait, it's the same girl? Oh, my goodness. And Marty recognizes her. Yeah, by the way, he was staring at her boobies. And Marty recognizes her just as we do.
Oh, my God. You're my...
My name's Lorraine. Lorraine Baines.
He stares at her. Yep.
But you're so thin.
Just relax, Calvin. You got quite a bruise on your head.
Where are my pants?
Over there on the chair. I've never seen purple underwear before, Calvin.
Calvin?
Nice.
Why are you calling me Calvin?
Well, isn't that your name? Calvin Klein. It's written in your underwear.
Oh my God.
Oh, I guess people call you Cal.
No, well, actually, people call me Marty.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you, Marty.
She comes over and sits on the bed right next to him. She is very interested in him.
I don't like this part.
Keep going.
I am.
We're
Mind
actors.
if I sit here?
No.
Marty moves far away as he can without falling off the bed. He holds the blanket tight around his waist. She looks at him fascinated.
That is quite a bruise there.
She gently strokes the bruised forehead and then runs her hand through his hair. He covers himself with blankets.
Hooray! Are you still up there?
We hear footsteps coming up the stairs.
It's my mother. Quick, put your pants on.
She throws him his pants. Stella Baines, 40, is pregnant, leading Marty and Lorraine downstairs.
So tell me, Marty, how long have you been in port?
Excuse me?
I assume you're in the Navy. Isn't that why you wear a life preserver?
No. Actually, I'm in the Coast Guard.
In the living room, Sam Baines, a gruff man of 45. Gruff man of 45. Oh my God, I'm 44, everybody. This is really depressing. Because I thought that he was like 80 in the movie. Anyways, things have changed.
Would we describe you as gruff?
Probably. I'm a gruff man of 44. PJ Herman is fiddling with the rabbit ears on a TV set.
Sam, here's the young man you hit with your car. Thank God he's all right.
He gives him a look.
What were you doing in the middle of the street? Get your age.
Oh, I don't mind him. He's just in the middle of one of his moods. Sam, quit fiddling with that thing. It's time for dinner.
He ignores Stella, leading Marty into the dining room where the other kids are.
Now, you've already met Lorraine. That's Milton. That's Sally. That's Toby.
It is Milton and Davy. He's wearing a Davy Crockett hat. Sally's 6. Toby's 4. Yeah.
And next to you in there, in the playpen, is little baby Joey.
He turns with looks in amazement at the 11-month-old Joey rattling the bars of his playpen.
So you're my Uncle Joey. Get used to those bars, kid.
Oh, yes. Little Joey loves being in his pen. He actually cries when we take him out. So we leave him in there all the time. It seems to make him happy. I hope you like your meatloaf, Marty.
Like a bat out of hell. Listen, I really should be going.
Now, Marty, I won't take no for an answer. You sit down and have dinner with us.
Sit here, Marty.
Lorraine beckons him to sit in the seat. It looks like the same meatloaf he had for dinner in 1985, in fact. The whole dinner is the same. Oh, that's interesting.
Sam, would you quit fiddling with that thing and come in here to eat?
Sam Baines, 45, rolls out the new brand new television on a plywood dolly of his own construction, no less.
Look at this. It rolls. Now we can watch Jackie Leeson while we eat.
Is that your impression of a 45-year-old?
Benny, hold on. I need to know.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah.
Is this like you're going to be, is this where you expect PJ to suddenly start
1
sounding
year.
like next year?
1 year. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Retrologists. Welcome.
Hey, but he fought in the war. He saw some shit.
Fair enough. Sam, look at the... Oh, you already said that. Well, you're good on that. Oh, boy. Sam fiddles with the rabbit ears and brings a rather muddy image of a cigarette commercial. Surgeon steps out. Don't care. And turns into a testimonial. The cigarette commercial is a testimonial. Go for it.
After facing the tension of doing 3 lung operations in a row, I like to relax by lighting up Sir Randolph. I know its fine tobacco taste will soothe my nerves and improve my circulation.
Wow.
Back shot.
He's in flavor country.
Look at that picture. Crystal clear. Why would anybody want to go to the movies when you can see this in your home? Free.
Oh, Lorraine.
Our first television set, Dad picked it up today. Do you have a television?
Yeah. 2 of them.
Wow, you must be rich. Milton, he's teasing you. Nobody has 2 television sets.
The Honeymooners has resumed. The classic Man from Space episode.
Oh, hey, I've seen this one. This is a good one. This is where Ralph dresses up as the man from space.
What do you mean? You've seen it. It's brand new.
I saw it on a rerun.
What's a rerun?
You'll find out.
Quiet! I need to hear this.
Marty, there's something very familiar about you. Do I know your mother?
He glances at Lorraine, then smiles weakly.
Yeah, I think maybe you do.
Well, I'd like to give her a call. Let her know you're all right.
Well, you can't. That is, no one's home yet. Hey, could you tell me where Riverside Drive is?
Riverside? Sure, it's on the east end of town. Block past Maple.
A block past Maple? But that's John F. Kennedy Drive.
Pardon me?
That's John F. Kennedy Drive.
Who the hell is John F. Kennedy?
You don't know him.
Mother, with Marty's parents out of town, don't you think he should spend the night here? After all, Dad almost killed him with the car.
She gives a flirtatious smile.
Marty, Lorraine is right. You must spend the night. You're our responsibility.
Gee, I don't know.
And he can sleep in my room.
Under the table, he puts her hand on Marty's leg. He immediately jumps.
Actually, I've really got to be going. So thank you for everything, and I'll see you all later, much later.
He turns and hurries out of the house. Lorraine sighs.
A very strange young man.
He's an idiot. Comes from upbringing. His parents are probably idiots too. Lorraine, if you ever have a kid who acts that way, I'll disown you. That goes for all of you.
Here we go. Dr. Brown's house. The house, 1640 Riverside Drive, is huge, beautiful. He checks the address against his phone book page. He recognizes the garage as the same one we saw in 1985. Is that true? I don't think that's right. The house has been torn down, and the fast food stand. Oh yeah, interesting. Marty rushes to the front door of the house. Marty runs up to and pounds on the door knocker. We hear a barking dog from within. Then a young Dr. Brown opens the door. He's wearing an outrageous contraption on his head, a bizarre conglomeration of vacuum tubes, rheostats. But there can be no longer doubt that it's the same Dr. Brown, some 30 years younger. Beside him is another dog. Marty stares at the Brown's weird headgear. Brown yanks him inside.
Don't say what? Don't say words. Quiet, Copernicus. Down, boy.
He attaches a suction cup to Marty's forehead.
Doc Brown, I really...
Don't tell me anything. I'm going to read your thoughts.
Marty indulges him. Tubes. Brown flips a switch. Brown concentrates as if picking up brain waves.
Let's see now. You've come here from a great distance? Because you want me to buy subscription to the Saturday Evening Post?
No.
Don't tell me. Donations. You're collecting donations for the Coast Guard Youth Auxiliary.
No.
Are you here because you want to use the bathroom?
Dr. Brown, listen. I'm from the future. I came here in a time machine you invented, and now I desperately need you to help me get back to the year 1985.
Brown stares at him in utter amazement for a moment.
My God. Do you know what this means?
He pauses dramatically, then removes the contraption from his head.
That means that this damn thing doesn't work at all. 6 months labor for nothing. Where did it go wrong?
Dr. Brown, you've got to help me. You're the only one in the world who knows how your time machine works.
Brown knits his brow and rubs bandage on his forehead.
Time machine? I haven't invented any time machine.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
You will. Look, I'll prove it to you.
He pulls out his wallet and shows contents.
Look, here's my driver's license. Expires 1987. See my birth date? I haven't even been born yet. Look, here's a picture of me, my sister, and my brother. Look at her sweatshirt. It says class of 84.
He looks at the items. Brown looks the items over.
Pretty mediocre photography fakery. They cut off your brother's hair.
Whoa. I just jumped pages here. Hang on.
Oh, it's good. 55.
See, it's not just me.
Nope.
No, it's good. Nope. We never expect tech to work pretty beautifully, by the way. This is great.
Put the edge of my hand on the iPad and it just flipped ahead. Okay, here we go. Please, Doc, you got to believe me. I'm telling the truth. Plus, I'm getting all these texts from Retrologists right now.
Oh, yeah, they're coming through.
Me too.
That's right. Sorry, guys. Yeah. You're telling the truth. Yep.
Yeah. Then tell me, future boy, who was the president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
Yeah.
And who's vice president? Jerry Lewis? That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Brown picks up his brainwave analyzer and rushes out the back door. Marty runs after him.
Can I
Now
pause for just a second?
Go for it.
We had a donation, so we got to do the thing.
Oh, did we?
Thank you for the donation. We won't out your name, but where is it? This one's for you. Where is it?
I got it here. Ready?
That's for the kids.
Save that for
The kids.
anything else. Got my marbles.
Brilliant.
Can we read that movie? I want to do that movie.
Yeah.
Goonies.
Yeah. I am down for the Goonies.
Dude.
Well, we were trying to think of movies that were like ensemble casts, so everybody got a lot to read, and that would be really good.
Yes, dude.
That would be.
Add that to the list.
And whoever's Chuck has to do the truffle shuffle.
Oh, the
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Thank you for the donation. It's awesome.
Thanks so much.
Brown's house. Brown runs across the lawn towards the garage with the brainwave. Marty chases after him. Marty chases after him. Go for it.
I suppose Jane Wyman is the First Lady and Jack Benny's Secretary of the Treasury.
Brown runs up to the garage door and opens it. Marty comes up behind him.
Please, Doc, listen to me.
Brown turns and faces him. Oh, go for it. Yep.
I've had enough practical jokes for one evening. Good night, future boy.
He slams the door in his face. We hear it lock. He stands there for a moment, then gets an idea. Marty yells at the closed door.
Doc Brown, that bruise on your head, I know how you got it. It happened this morning. You fell off your toilet and you hit your head on the sink. And then you came up with the idea of the flux capacitor, which is the heart of the time machine.
After a moment, we hear the door unlock. He opens the door. Brown opens the door, and Marty looks at Marty with new interest and rubs his bandaged head.
Doc, how else would I know that unless it was from the future?
Take me to this time machine.
We're at the Lion's Gate. Marty and Brown climb out of the Doc's Packard with flashlights. He leads them towards the DeLorean.
There's something wrong with the starter, so I hid it back here.
The abandoned DeLorean is suddenly illuminated by flashlight beams. He gasps when he sees the vehicle, Brown does. Now he pulls a folded paper out of his pocket.
After I fell off my toilet, I do this.
It's a sketch of the flux capacitor. Marty raises the gull-wing door and points to the real thing. Brown stares and matches it, drawing perfectly.
Dun, dun.
His eyes light up and he jumps up and shouts with joy.
But it works. It works. I finally invented something that works. Now let's get this thing back to my laboratory. We've got to get you home.
Inside Brown's garage. The DeLorean's now in the garage. Marty's looking at the video camera and examining the contents of the 1985 suitcase. This is actually a good cut scene, that deleted scene that we've seen before. Yeah. Examining the contents of the 1985 suitcase. Go for it.
So these are my personal belongings in here, huh? What's this thing?
A hairdryer.
Our hair dryer? Don't they have towels in the future? And this underwear is all made of cotton. I thought for sure we'd all be wearing disposable paper garments by 1985.
Good advice.
And what's this?
He pulls out a Playboy magazine. Brown leafs through it and opens up the centerfold.
Hey, sounding the future's looking a whole lot better.
So good. Doc is a bit of a horn dog. He packed a hairdryer, he packed underwear, and a Playboy. Perfect. That's all you need if you're going to the future.
Sounds like a good
Go to the future.
You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Suddenly the future is looking a whole lot better. Marty.
Okay, Doc, take a look at this.
Brown steps over and Marty rolls the videotape he shot at the parking lot, explaining the operation of the time machine. He's amazed to see himself as an old man.
Why, that's me. Look at me, I'm an old man. Say, I don't look bad for an old geezer. Thank God I still got that hair. Baldness runs in my family, you know. But what on earth am I wearing?
A radiation suit.
Radiation suit. Of course, because of follow from my atomic wars. This is truly amazing. A portable television studio. No wonder your president has got to be an actor. He's got to look good on television.
Watch this. This is the part coming up.
The part on the tape comes up with the plutonium. We see the image of plutonium container with old Doc Brown next to it.
Plutonium? You mean this sucker's nuclear?
No. The sucker's electrical. But I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity I need.
Oh, you get to say the same thing again. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Marty rewinds it a bit and replays it.
I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity I need.
Brown is shocked.
Okay, let me.
Yeah.
1.21 gigawatts? 1.21 gigawatts? Great Scott!
Brown runs like hell out of there. Marty doesn't understand why.
Doc? Hey, Doc!
Wait, what the hell's a gigawatt?
Oh my God.
I'm sure that was ad-libbed by Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Dr. Brown's run out of the garage and over to the house.
They don't even spell gigawatt right. So.
No, gigawatt. Gigawatt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Side note, I'm hearing Discord exploding right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's off of me.
I love it. No, that's great. Marty makes his way into the house through the back door. We're inside Brown's house. He hears Brown talking to someone in the next room. He cautiously approaches. Brown is seated in a chair.
How could I have been so careless? 1.21 gigawatts. Tom, how am I going to generate that kind of power? It can't be done. Can't.
He's talking to a portrait of Thomas Edison.
Oh, I was questioning that. What?
Oh, no, that's really good.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite parts. He's like talking to the thing like, Tom. Yeah. Marty, yep.
Plutonium, Doc. All we need is plutonium.
I'm sure in 1985 plutonium is available in every counter drugstore, but here in 1955 it's a little hard to come by. Marty, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you're stuck here.
But I can't be stuck here. Don't you understand, Doc? I have a life in 1985. I got to get back. My girlfriend's waiting for me. Look, here she is.
Marty pulls out from his wallet and shows Brown a picture of Jennifer Parker.
Say, she's not bad.
Not bad. She's great, and she's crazy about me. See this? See what she wrote on here? It's poetry.
He did see a Playboy, so now he's got a comparative for the 1985 women, right? Yeah, and he 17-year-old girl comes out of his wallet. He's pulled out of the clock tower flyer in which Jennifer has wrote "I love you." Brown looks at it.
Doc, you're my only hope. I know you can figure something out. You've never let me down in the past.
You mean the future?
Right. And you've always told me that if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
I said that? Say, that's pretty good advice. I'm sorry, Marty, but 1.21 gigawatts is just too much power. Do you realize how much power that is? The only power source capable of triggering that kind of energy is a bolt of lightning.
What did you just say?
A bolt of lightning. Unfortunately, you never know when or where it's ever going to strike.
We do now.
Marty turns over the note Jennifer wrote on the clock tower flyer. He shows it to Brown. Newspaper Xerox. The headline: Clock tower struck by lightning. Clock stopped at 10:04. The date is suddenly Sunday, November 13th, 1955. I do find this interesting. Was it exactly at 10:04? Because even if it was like, because how would they be able to calculate? Maybe it's 10:04 and 20 seconds or something, right?
How accurate was that clock?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. Going from that newspaper is like so suspicious, right? Brown snaps his finger. He's getting an idea.
This is it. This is the answer. According to the flyer, lightning is going to strike the clock tower at precisely 10:04 p.m. next Saturday night. If we could somehow harness this lightning, channel it into the flux capacitor, just might work.
Looks at the portrait of Ben Franklin.
What do you think of that, Ben? Harness lightning? If you could do that, so I can. So can I. It's brilliant. Next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
Marty's delighted.
Is that when he goes back to the future?
Back
is that
to the future? Got it.
We're sending you back.
Yep.
future.
Yep.
I'm
Next
I'm
Saturday
sorry, I
night.
just need to. It's beautiful.
What in the who?
Next
to the
Saturday
Future.
night. You know, spending a week in 1955 won't be so bad. You could show me around, Doc.
Little question, you must not leave this house. You can see anybody or talk to anybody. Anything you do could have serious repercussions on future events. Do you understand?
Sure.
Marty, did you interact with anybody else today besides me?
Well, no, nobody really. I sort of bumped into my parents.
Great Scott, let me see the photograph again of your brother.
Brown takes Marty's wallet and looks at the picture. His expression becomes grim.
What's wrong, Doc?
It's happened. This proves my theory. Look at your brother.
He shows it to him. Marty's brother Dave has no head.
His head's gone. Like it's been erased.
Erased from existence.
Brown's garage. Day. Marty steps in front of a mirror, dressed in his underwear. His hair is slicked down in proper... Oh. This is from part 3. Dressed in... his hair is slicked back in proper conservative 1950. As they talk, Brown hands Marty one of the articles from 1955 clothing at the time. The tags are still on the clothes, and the boxes of the clothes came in and scattered around.
I don't know, Doc. This sounds really heavy.
Weight has nothing to do with it. It's a simple genetic mathematical extrapolation. It was your father who was supposed to get hit by the car, not you.
Yikes.
Thus, you inferred that the parents first meeting. If they don't meet, they won't fall in love. If they won't fall in love, they won't get married. And if they don't get married, they won't have kids. That's why your brother is disappearing from the photograph. He's first, since he's the oldest. Your sister will follow, and unless you repair the damage, you'll be next.
But why do I gotta go to school?
You're a kid. Kids go to school. You parents are kids. They go to school. You interfered in your parents' relationship, therefore you have to go to school to fix it.
Marty's now fully dressed in 1955 clothes. He looks at himself, touches his hair, and shakes his head. That was way too much exposition, by the way. They really took you by the hand. Yeah, go for it.
Well, if I'm gonna wear a disguise, at least I'm gonna look like Elvis.
Marty starts combing his hair like Elvis.
Elvis? What's Elvis?
You'll find out.
Hill Valley High School. There's not much activity in front of the school in this session. The high school looks pretty much the same in 1955. Doc Brown and Marty approach the school entrance. Marty's dressed in 1955 garb with his hair slicked back. Marty notices how much cleaner the school looks.
Wow, they've really cleaned this place up. It looks brand new.
Remember now, according to my theory, you interfered. Wait, all I have to do is all I have to do is introduce them to each other, and Natural will take his course. I hope.
They go inside. Wow. You were right with that. That was in my head as well.
Yeah.
Owen Balls, what's up?
Wait, who?
Owen Balls.
Owen Balls.
Owen Balls is here.
Hello, this is Owen Balls.
That is Owen Balls.
Who's OB?
OB.
We're watching from the hall. Marty and Dr. Brown are watching from the hall. Marty.
That's her in the second row.
Ah, yes, I see the resemblance.
Oh my God, she's cheating.
Lorraine copying an answer from a boy sitting next to her. The school bell rings. It's passing period. Another classroom door opens. George McFly is one of them. His shirt's tail out. He's carrying... his papers are particularly falling out of the 3-ring binder. Marty and Dr. Brown watch him from down the hall.
So which one's your pop?
That's him.
George walks down the hall. Students laugh at him. A kid named Dixon takes particular glee in kicking George. George turns. He has a kick me sign on his collar. Wow. Remember that in high school? Dr. Brown shakes his head at this pathetic sight.
Maybe you were adopted.
Now a hand yanks George by the arm. Mr. Strickland! And now he looks exactly the same. Marty's amazed.
McFly, shape up, man.
He pulls the sign off George's shirt.
You're a slacker. Do you want to be a slacker for the rest of your life?
No, he shakes his head. Marty and Brown can't believe what they're seeing.
It's Strickland, and he looks exactly the same.
Go for it.
Looks like a match made it happen.
My mom always said it was meant to be. I sure hope she's right. George.
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
Hey, buddy. You're just the guy I wanted to see. You remember me? I saved your life.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, there's somebody I want you to meet. Come here.
He pulls him down the hall around the corner where Lorraine is at her locker with Betty and Babs.
Excuse me, Babs. Excuse me, Lorraine.
I just wanted to say, just before, you guys, it's 10 hours now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, 10 hours. Nice. Thank you. Awesome. We're at 10 hours. Wow, we've been streaming
Only
for 10
an
hours.
hour to go. That makes go to bed, right?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly. Wow. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
You're
He
welcome.
pulls him down the hall. Betty and Babs. Oh, excuse me, Lorraine. Lorraine turns and reacts with delight.
Kelvin, I mean, Marty.
Lorraine, there's someone I want you to meet. This is my good friend, George McFly. George, this is Lorraine.
Hi. It's really nice to meet you.
Lorraine doesn't pay George any the slightest bit of attention. She only has eyes for Marty. Ooh.
Oh, Marty, I was so worried about you running off like that the other night with that bruise on your head. Is it all right?
Yeah.
The bell rings.
I'm late. I'll see you later.
She hurries off down the hall. They pass Dr. Brown.
Isn't he a dream?
Dreamboat. Yeah. George runs off in the opposite direction. Marty stands completely bewildered. Brown joins him.
She didn't even look at him.
This is more serious than I thought. Apparently your mother is enormously infatuated with you instead of your father.
Are you trying to tell me that my mom's got the hots for me?
The risk of sounding crude? Yes.
Jeez, Doc, that's heavy.
It's a word again. Heavy. Where are things headed in the future? Is that a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Huh?
Brown snaps his fingers. He's got a new thought. New
What
thought.
a clever movie.
There's only one way those two are successfully made if they're alone together. So you've got to get your mother and father to interact. Some sort of social...
I can't think of the word.
You mean a date?
Right.
What kind of a date? I don't know what kids do in the 50s.
Their parents, you must know them. What are their common interests? What do they like to do together?
He thinks a minute.
Nothing.
He traces a hand paint. He notices a hand painted banner. Enchantment Under the Sea this Saturday night.
Look, there's a rhythmic ceremonial ritual coming up.
That's rhythmic ceremonial ritual. I love that term, by the way. Yeah.
We're gonna have to add that in. It's an RSR from now on.
Yeah. I've forgotten how great that term is, and I want to use it all the time again. There's a
RCR.
rhythmic ceremonial ritual coming up. Marty sees the sign and has a revelation.
That's right. Enchantment Under the Sea. They're supposed to go to that dance. That's where they kiss for the first time.
All right, kid, you stick to your public glue and make sure he takes it to the dance.
School cafeteria. George is seated at the table. He has a copy of Amazing Stories science fiction magazine in his with his books. Marty comes over and sits across from him.
Hey, George, remember that girl I introduced you to, Lorraine? Hey, what are you writing, George?
Oh, it's a science fiction story about visitors from other planets coming to Earth.
So suspicious.
I never knew you did anything creative. Could I read it?
Oh no, I never let anybody read any of my stories.
Why not?
What if they don't like them? What if they told me I was no good?
Marty's having deja vu.
Must be pretty hard for you to understand, huh?
No, George, it's not that hard at all.
It takes a long moment, and George in a new light. Yeah, he sees himself. Yeah.
Listen, George, about Lorraine. She really likes you, and she wanted me to tell you that she'd really like for you to take her to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Really?
Yeah. All you gotta do is go right over there and ask her.
Now? Right here? In the cafeteria? What if she says no? I couldn't take that kind of rejection.
George, I'm telling you, if you don't ask Lorraine to that dance, I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life.
True.
Well, I've got a feeling that she'd rather go with somebody else.
Who?
Biff.
Whoa.
Pointing at Lily.
What I do like is that Marty is teeing it up. Like, all you have to do is go over and ask her, and then he's like, what if she says no? Like, he's already teed up that it's probably a joke on his behalf to ask and be rejected. Mm-hmm. That's heavily overlooked. That's interesting that he's conditioned to think that way. Biff is trying to put his hands on Lorraine. She's trying to push him away at another table.
Quit pawing me, Biff. Leave me alone.
Come on, Lorraine. You want it. You know you want it. And you know you want me to give it to you.
Shut your filthy mouth. I'm not that kind of girl.
Maybe you are, and you just don't know it yet.
Whoa.
Get your meat hooks off of me.
Biff persists.
She said to get your hands off her.
Your damn hands.
Yeah.
What's it to you, butthead? You know, you've been looking for...
Mr. Strickland approaches behind Marty. Biff sees him and plays it cool.
Since you're new here, twerp, I'm cutting you a break today. So why don't you just make like a tree and get out of here?
Biff walks off. Lorraine looks at Marty and sighs with infatuation.
Oh, Marty, that was wonderful. Thank you.
Strickland puts his hand on Marty's shoulder.
Young man, let me give you a nickel worth of advice. Don't slack off in my school.
Wow. Jeez. Marty's walking exterior street, McFly house.
Oh, nickel's worth. Thanks,
whole
mister.
That's enough for a coffee because he actually just paid for a coffee with the nickel.
Yeah.
Marty's walking along the tree-lined street with George on his way home from school.
George, I'm telling you, if you don't take Lorraine to that dance, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life.
He keeps using that phrase.
The line's so nice, I used it twice.
Yeah.
I can't go.
Bolt of lightning twice. Yeah.
But I can't go. It's my favorite television program, Science Fiction Theater.
Come on, George. Lorraine really wants to go out with you. She's looking forward to it. You wouldn't want to disappoint her, would you?
Now they're in front of George's house.
Look, I'm just not ready to ask Lorraine out. And not you or anybody on this planet is going to make me change my mind.
George storms into his house, leaving him speechless. Marty takes out the family snapshot and looks at it. All that's left of Dave is his feet. Marty gulps. Now the paper boy bicycles past and throws the...
Do
What?
that. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's good. I thought you were telling me not to continue. I like it.
No.
Yeah?
This is a good time for a break. We have Owen Balls in the chat here. And
What's he doing?
He's gonna guess the name and job of everybody here.
Oh, Lord.
In the top left frame, we have Claire Roberts, 26, a trampoline park manager who sells fries behind the counter at a park kiosk.
Is that me?
Yeah.
That's you. Emily, you're the trampoline one, yeah.
Bang on.
Next is your husband, Leon, 36, comic book store manager.
Who's that?
Leon.
Me?
I like Leon.
In the top center frame is Genevieve, 23, a foot massager.
A feet massager.
Yep.
Oh, no. In the top right is Genevieve's dad, Alfred, 59, a driver's instructor.
That's me. 100%. Yep.
Also the last name of Genevieve and Alfred is Miller.
Yep. I like it.
Died AJ's here. Welcome.
Hey, AJ.
At the bottom left, a.k.a. Genevieve's divorced husband, Jack Texas, 28, a gun shop manager.
Your gun shop manager.
That's my porn name.
Yeah, exactly.
Jack Texas. I like that.
Bottom center is Genevieve's younger sister and Alfred's daughter, Madison Miller, who is 15 and currently in high school, but has a job scooping ice cream to homeless people.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Way to go, Derry.
Except us. They're all a family.
Yeah.
Bottom right is Alfred's third wife and stepmother of Madison and Genevieve is Cassandra, 48, and she delivers pizzas.
Congrats.
Sorry. Just the oldest person here.
You're pretty accurate with all of that. Yep. If anybody knew my patience, me being a driving instructor is a terrible, terrible idea.
Sounds like every other driver.
I'm supposed to be PJ's third wife.
Done. Yeah, that's exactly. Way to go, Balls.
Way to go, Balls. Way to go, Balls.
Oh, Derry, you're getting so... people think you're very young. You don't need to say your age, but you're older than 15. You're older than 15.
Yeah. She's pretty awesome.
Very much.
It's her genetics. She just will forever look beautiful and then tiny.
Yeah.
Whereas apparently I am a decade older than I am.
Well... I'm 59 apparently, yeah. I'm literally 20 years older than I am.
59.
Thanks for that.
3 times. Like.
Owen Balls, you have gained no respect from this guy here.
I'm sorry, but this is my new favorite human in the chat right here, and I will forever give them props.
Emily just understood his username.
I don't actually get the username. Farsh and chops?
Farsh and chops.
Farsh and chops.
Farsh and chops.
Get your farsh and chops.
Amazing.
Okay.
I will say this really quick though. Judging from the pacing of this, we were hoping to be done by 10 o'clock. I'm okay going a little bit later. Is there anybody that's got any issues with finishing?
I actually thought that like our Among Us game was supposed to be earlier, but apparently it's not till 10:30. So sure.
if people need to bounce at 10, they can bounce at 10. But it's 9 at the moment. But
I'm looking at how long we've been streaming for.
Yeah, we've been streaming for 10. So I just want to set some expectations right now that from the pacing that we're going, we're going to go probably a little past 10 o'clock or more past 10 o'clock. So if people got to go at 10 or earlier or now or whenever, totally make it happen. Cool.
Chops.
Cool. There's no obligation there's zero obligations for anybody to stay. It's been super fun with
I
everybody.
feel like you need a hot shower after being Biff. I'm just like, consent.
Dude, your Biff is
I love it. But we're going to go through as quick as we can here and be cool. Cool?
Cool.
I'm gonna need a shower too after the scene I have to do.
It's going to get brutal in a bit. You're right. He's getting an idea. Marty's getting an idea here. All's quiet. The house is dark at George's house. So this is also a deleted scene, which is really cool. Close in on a clock in the nightstand. It's almost 1:30. We pan over to George's.
This is a deleted scene.
Yes,
No, this is one of my favorite scenes where he talks about being a Vulcan.
Yeah.
And he listens to Van Halen.
Extended here.
There is a deleted scene where he actually has the hair. Oh no. Okay, you're right. I'm thinking about
the hairdryer is in that scene
earlier.
as well.
Yeah, you're right. He's got the hairdryer as part of his suit. That's right. He's sleeping soundly, and now a pair of gloved hands, featherweight headphones. The same hands insert Edward Van Halen into the Walkman. A finger dials the volume level to 10, then presses play. That's terrible, by the way, waking somebody up at full volume. George awakens screaming. He opens his eyes and reacts in terror. He sees a frightening yellow monster. Marty in full radiation suit at the foot of his bed. Marty turns off the music when he talks, and his voice is distorted through the mouth filter in the hood. An open window indicates how Marty got in. Oh, that's interesting.
Silence, Earthling.
Who are you?
My name is... Oh, I'm supposed to imitate Darth Vader. I'll stop doing Dalek. Okay.
That's quite. Yeah.
Exterminate.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Perfect. Yeah.
My name is Darth Vader. I'm an extraterrestrial from the planet Vulcan.
I must be dreaming.
This is no dream.
This is the part I remember. Yeah. Yep.
You're having a close encounter of the third kind. You have reached the outer limits of the Twilight Zone.
Mom! Dad!
George throws off the covers, but Marty pulls a portable hairdryer from Brown's suitcase out of his belt like a gun. He fires a blast of heat at George.
Silence. My heat ray will vaporize you if you do not obey me.
All right, I surrender. Turn it off.
Now his digital watch starts beeping. Marty raises his wrist as if it were a radio.
Silence. I'm receiving a transmission from the Battlestar Galactica. Beep, 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 beep. You, George McFly, have created a rift in the space-time continuum. The Supreme Klingon hereby commands you to take the female Earth person called Baines, Lorraine, to the location known to you as Hill Valley High School, exactly 4 Earth cycles from now. Saturday night in your language.
You mean take Lorraine to the dance?
Affirmative.
But I don't know if I'll be able to.
Marty turns the Walkman again. George screams.
Please turn it off. Turn it off.
Marty turns it off.
Insolent Earthling, do you wish me to melt your brain?
No, please. I'm sorry. I'll do it. I'll take her to the dance, but please don't turn that on again.
Very good, Earthling. You will tell no one of this visit. Now close your eyes and see me no more.
Okay.
He closes his eyes. Marty holds a vial of George's under George's nose, and George passes out. Marty removes the featherweight headphones and takes off his hood and goes back through the window. Now, I remember this being a cutscene because
he's not in there.
Because he puts the stuff over his nose and to make him pass out, and that's why he oversleeps. Oh, I overslept and I didn't make it to school was because he had the
interesting
the thing. So I remember that in a cutscene. Maybe not this whole thing, but there is a deleted scene of this. Where are we? Insolent Earthling.
Marty climbs down a trellis.
Marty climbs a trellis and jumps into waiting Packard.
What page is it?
We are
79, dudes.
We're at 80.
79.
We're at page 80 now. Marty's loitering in the green grass. He disheveled, wide-eyed. Page 80. George runs frantically through the town square, then spots Marty at the Pepsi machine at the Texaco station. This is the next day, by the way. Go for it.
Marty!
Marty's trying to twist off a bottle cap. Of course he can't.
George, you weren't at school. Where have you been all day?
I just woke up. I overslept. Look, you gotta help me. I want to ask Lorraine to the dance, but I don't know how.
All right, keep your pants on. She's over there in the cafe.
By the way, this was before they knew Michael J. Fox was going to be the actor, probably. So, yeah.
Yep.
He delivered that line awesome. Yep.
How do you open this thing?
George takes the Pepsi bottle and opens it with the church key. The church key at the top of the machine. Oh, that's interesting. Marty and George, they walk past the record store towards Lou's.
So, George, what made you change your mind?
Last night, Darth Vader came down from planet Vulcan and told me if I didn't take Lorraine out, he'd melt my brain.
George, why don't we keep this brain-melting stuff between you and me, okay? Look, there she is.
Lorraine, seated with two girlfriends in a booth, sipping ice cream sodas and talking.
It's simple, George. You just go in and invite her.
All right, but what do I say?
Say whatever feels natural. Whatever comes to your mind.
George thinks about it a minute, then shrugs.
Nothing comes to my mind.
Jeez Louise, it's a miracle I was even born. Nothing. Just tell her destiny has brought you to her, and you think she's the most beautiful girl you've ever seen. Girls like to hear that. What are you doing, George?
He's taking out a pencil and writing.
I'm writing this down. This is good stuff.
It's good stuff. In the cafe, the place is really jumping. It's full of kids. A jukebox is playing. Marty enters with George.
There she is. Just go and ask her.
Marty points to George in the right direction and sneaks back. George looks at his script. He gets up his nerve and approaches Lorraine, then chickens out and steps to Lou at the counter.
Give me a milk, Lou. Chocolate.
Nice. Lou serves him a glass. God, he makes that chocolate milk so quick. Like Yelp review. Good job, Lou. You make a milkshake before anybody's finished the sentence asking for it. Now, with brown mustache, he approaches Lorraine despite his awkwardness and fear. There's something endearing about him, like a lost dog.
Aww. Lorraine, my density has brought me to you.
Marty cautiously enters to watch, keeping himself out of view.
I beg your pardon?
What I mean to say is...
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
Yes, I'm George McFly. I'm your density. I mean, destiny.
She giggles with her girlfriends. We hear a sound of the door behind being thrown open and a familiar voice calls to George.
McFly! I thought I told you never to come in here.
George turns and sees Biff and his gang standing there. He shudders. Marty drops his head to his hands and sighs.
Well, it's gonna cost you, McFly. How much money you got on you?
Oh, how much do you want, Biff?
Biff starts to walk towards George. Marty sticks out his leg and trips him. Everyone in the malt shop laughs, but Biff doesn't think it's very funny. Now Biff sees who tripped him.
You! All right, wise ass. It's fat lip time.
Marty jumps off his stool, ready for action. Biff throws a punch, which Marty easily avoids. Wow, really? Then Marty delivers a left jab to Biff's gut and slams right into his face, sending Biff reeling backwards into the table. Wow, I don't like that. I liked it better the way that it was directed. Match 3D skinhead rush Marty. Marty doesn't like the odds. He bolts out. The three guys pull Biff to his feet, and they all run after Marty.
Lorraine.
Oh, sorry. Page 83, Lorraine. Yeah.
Getting there.
All good.
Sorry. Oh, that's Calvin Klein. Oh, God, he's a dream.
Cafe and street. Marty dashes down the street. Most of the kids at the cafe hurry outside to watch. Marty looks behind him. Biff and company are gaining. Then one of the kids on the scooters comes by. Thinking quickly, he yanks the scooter out from under him. It's a homemade skateboard. Marty hops on it and sails down the sidewalk. Biff and his boys have never seen anything like that, nor has any kid whose scooter it was. Everyone stares at Marty whizzing down the sidewalk.
Oh, wow, look at him go! What is that thing?
It's a car!
Biff and they jump into the convertible parked nearby. Biff peels off after Marty. Further down the street, Marty looks over his shoulder. He cuts a sharp turn into the street, crossing right in front of Biff's car. He heads back to the opposite direction. Biff and the boys are stunned. Another car comes up behind Marty and it passes. Biff cuts a U-turn. Marty, towed by the car, zooms past the cafe. The spectators are truly amazed. Lorraine stares in open-mouth awe.
He's an absolute dreamboat.
Ooh, Biff's convertible continues the pursuit. The car towing Marty turns right and heads up the street. He screeches the corner, speeds after him. Marty looks over his shoulder. Biff's closing in wider. The tow car is approaching the courthouse. Biff is moving right on Marty's ass. Suddenly, I like how the description is asked.
Get your damn hands off me.
Yeah, exactly, right? Suddenly, Marty lets go of the car, turn on the sidewalk. Biff's going too fast. He overshoots it. Pedestrians give out the way over the square up to the courthouse. Marty makes a turn off. Biff cuts him off. He does a quick 180 on the board. Biff's car pushes backward down the street. Biff smiles sadistically at Marty. Marty gulps. He has no choice but to hang on.
Nope.
Biff jerks the wheel back and forth, weaving, trying to knock Marty off. Marty looks over his shoulder. Ahead of some traffic lane is an open manure truck. Biff's boys exchange looks. Match picks up a beer bottle. Oh, okay, we get all this. In an amazing maneuver, this is the highlight. In the amazing maneuver, Marty leaps up, sending the board forward under the car and lands on the hood of Biff's car. Marty jumps over the windshield, bounds over the seat, and just in time to catch his skateboard as the car passes over it.
Oh, I love that.
Biff are stunned. They turn their heads in disbelief to watch Marty as the skateboards away from Biff. We hear an off-screen crash. Marty turns. Biff's car upended against the rear of a manure truck. Now the car falls back down, revealing that Biff and his boys have been thrown into manure. Marty smiles. Biff shakes his fist.
I'm gonna get you, you son of a bitch.
Say the line. Say the line we all know.
What does he say?
Manure.
I know, he's supposed to say, manure.
I hate manure.
He doesn't say that on the first film.
Oh, he doesn't in the first one?
The second one,
yeah, you're right.
Good call, Derry. Good call.
Yeah, way to go. You're right.
But do you see the difference here? They've been launched into the back of the manure truck here.
Yeah.
You're right. Launched into
Yes.
They're in the truck.
The two have witnessed. Yeah, you're right. It jumps through the air.
Pours into his car, or is that the second one?
It does that in the movie,
it
yeah.
pours
But
into his
they've changed
car.
it from this script.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's a hell of a cleaning, though.
Yeah. Revealing that Biff and his boys have been thrown. Revealing that Biff and his boys have been thrown into the manure. So they've been thrown out of the car into the manure by the looks of it.
Yeah.
The two have witnessed the entire thing, those two kids.
See the bottom line there, right? The truck continues along, taking Biff and his gang away.
Yeah, that's funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Marty watches a moment, then spots the kid whose scooter he swiped along with his friend. The two have witnessed the entire thing. Go for it.
Thanks a lot, kid.
He hops off the board and sends it to the kid. Marty takes off down the street. He tries out his new skateboard, and his friend kicks off the orange crate and makes his scooter into a skateboard, too. Okay, Brown's garage. Here we go. Service door opens. Brown's absorbed with TV as he fiddles with the TV camera.
Not
video
yet,
camera.
baby.
At the end of the tape coming up, Brown is reacting to the terrorists. There we go. Old Brown.
Oh my god. Oh my god, they found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty.
The tape ends abruptly. Brown turns in surprise like he's been caught with a cookie jar.
Oh, hi, Marty. Didn't hear you come in. Fascinating device, this video unit.
Doc, there's something I haven't told you about what happened. On the night we make that tape.
Please, Marty, don't tell me. No man shouldn't know too much about his own destiny.
Yeah, but Doc, you don't understand.
I do understand. If I knew too much about my own future, I could endanger my own existence, just as you've endangered yours.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Now, let me try my plan for sending you home.
He takes a tabletop model of Hill Valley. A wire runs across the top of the clock tower between two lampposts across the street.
physicality of this model, I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it. Now, we ran some sort of industrial strength electrical cable from the top of the clock tower, spinning it across the street between these two lampposts. Meanwhile, we've outfitted the time vehicle with a big woolen hook, which connects right into the flux capacitor.
He indicates a wind-up toy. There's a similar rig on the with a wire sticking straight up from the back and a hook on the top of it. There's a similar rig of it on the DeLorean, visible in the background. Yep.
At the calculated moment, you'll start off from down the street, driving right towards the cable, accelerating to 88 miles per hour. At precisely 10:04 p.m., lightning will strike the clock tower, electrifying the cable just as the car's connecting hook makes contact, thereby sending 1.21 gigawatts into the flux capacitor and sending it back to 1985. Now watch this. You wind up the car and release it. I'll simulate the lightning.
Wow. Marty winds up the toy. I love you, by the way. You're amazing. Marty winds up the toy. Brown touches a live wire at the top of the clock tower. The toy's car antenna snags the cable. Sparks fly, and the toy car catches fire. It flies off the table into the drapes, catching fire as well. Brown grabs the fire extinguisher and puts everything out. Marty shakes his head.
Can I just, for a moment?
Yeah.
Like he said earlier, the flux capacitor can store all that power and then discharge it as needed.
Yeah.
So why not just park the car and just run the wire straight into the flux capacitor? You don't need to hit it at the moment. You just need to have it plugged in.
That's a really good point, as a matter of fact.
It's just
You don't guess
charging
the
it.
science.
Hey, don't break character.
No.
You got a Tesla. You don't try to throw your charger from the Tesla at the outlet as you drive past. You just plug it in and charge the damn thing up.
It stores the power, and then they can just drive to 88 and you're fine. Oh my God, dude.
Guys, we're talking about a movie with time travel here.
Sorry, it just bothered me for a
Sorry.
moment.
Yikes.
That's what you pick.
Time travel's real.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Anyway.
Go for
So
it.
you're instilling me with a lot of confidence here, Doc.
Don't worry, I'll take care of the lightning. You just take care of your pop. By the way, what happened today? Did you ask her out?
I don't think so. I think so.
What did she say?
There's a knock at the door. Brown and Marty exchange a look, and he glances out the window.
It's your mom. She struck you down. Quick, let's come with the time machine.
They pull the tarp over the DeLorean. He opens the door. Lorraine steps in.
Hi, Marty.
Mom, Lorraine, how did you find me here?
I followed you.
Oh, this is my uncle, Uncle Brown.
Hi.
Actually, he says this is my doc, Uncle.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is my doc, Uncle Brown.
Uncle Doc.
Hi. Marty, this may seem a little forward, but I was hoping you might take me to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance on Saturday.
Me? But what about George McFly? Didn't he ask you?
Yeah, but I turned him down.
You did what?
George isn't exactly my type. He's sort of cute and all, but I think a man should be strong so he can stand up for himself and protect the women he loves. Don't you?
Marty gulps. This is really getting out of hand. I also like it when Doc is just like, yeah, that's true. Doc's leaning against the DeLorean, and he's like, yeah, she's not wrong. George seems bewildered what Marty has been trying to explain to him. George's backyard. We're in George's backyard. George seems very bewildered about what Marty has been trying to explain to him.
I still don't understand. How can I go to the dance with her if she's going with you?
She wants to go with you, George. She just doesn't know it yet. That's why we've got to make you look like a fighter, someone who will stand up for himself, someone who will protect her.
I've never picked a fight in my life.
You're not picking a fight, Daddy-O. You're coming to her rescue. Maybe we'd better go over the plan again. Now, where are you going to be at 8:55?
At the dance.
And where am I going to be?
In the parking lot. With her.
Okay, so right around 9, she's going to get very angry with me.
Why?
Why what?
Why is she going to get angry with you?
Well, because, nice girls get angry at guys who try to take advantage of them.
You mean you're gonna like touch her on her?
George, it's not. It's just gonna be an act. Don't worry about it.
On her what?
On her what?
I'm so curious where he was going to end that sentence. Sorry, yeah.
On her DeLorean.
Yeah, exactly.
Vroom.
Yeah.
Flux capacitor.
Yeah.
So just remember that at 9 o'clock, you'll be strolling through the parking lot and you'll see us struggling in the car. You'll run over, open the door, and say,
He doesn't say anything.
"Your line, George."
Oh, hey you, get your hands off. Oh, sorry, get your damn hands off her. You really think I have to swear?
Yes, definitely, George. Swear. And then you hit me in the stomach, and I go down for the count, and you and Lorraine live happily ever after.
You make it sound so easy. I wish I wasn't so scared.
There's nothing to be scared of. All it takes is a little self-confidence. You can do it, George. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Now give me a shot right here.
Marty indicates where George should punch him in the stomach. George takes a deep breath and throws a flimsy punch.
No, this
in
part
his gut.
wasn't in the movie, was it?
No.
It was
This
in the
part,
original,
it gets so good. I wish they'd kept it in.
Yeah, it ends here. Yeah.
Yeah, it stops there. Yeah.
Yep. Throws him a punch in Marty's gut.
No, George, put some confidence behind that punch, some emotion, some anger. You can do it.
He tries to get himself angry. He makes some faces and throws another punch. It's not much better.
Anger, George, anger.
Maybe if I use my left.
No, George, just give me some anger. You can do it.
George throws another punch. This one's slightly better than the last one.
That was good. She'll believe that.
Marty isn't so sure.
I tell you what, George, why don't you practice on this?
He hangs the duffel bag on the T-bar of the clothesline.
And I'll check in on you later. Just remember to concentrate on the anger.
Marty walks off, leaving George with his body bag. He stares at it, trying to make himself mad.
Anger.
He hits it again and again, harder, and he hits harder and harder. He hits the tree. George howls in pain.
Yow! God damn it!
I'm so happy that entire scene was cut. He's really angry now, and he socks the bag with his left and knocks it clear off the pole and through a window. Whoa.
That's the part that's got me, and I'm like, damn, boy, you found your anger.
George is astonished. So we know that he's got the power to actually, like...
Because when he takes out Biff, we're
Takes
like,
out Biff. Yeah, then realizing the possible consequences, he runs away. He's astonished.
Got
Wow.
the power of love.
We realize that he is capable of throwing the punch. That's important. That's actually important.
Yeah.
A few minutes before 8 o'clock, we hear a radio weather forecast as the camera takes us from the lightning atop. Oh, here we go. Weather report from the car radio. Brown's on a ladder. He's connecting a paddle plug. The DeLorean is nearby, covered with a tarp. Marty arrives dressed up for the dance. Forecaster.
Area weather on this Saturday night, mostly clear with some scattered clouds.
Are you sure about the storm?
Doc, since when can a weatherman predict the weather, let alone the future?
I love that. I love that because in part 2, too bad the weather... too bad the what is it? The something service isn't as efficient as the weather service?
No, wait.
Too bad...
Post service? I think it was post service.
Yeah,
The post-
isn't as
yeah,
efficient
something
as
like
the
that.
weather. Yeah, it's a perfect juxtaposition to this line. Anyways, yeah. Brown smiles. He plugs the cables, then descends the ladder.
Right. You know, Marty, I'm gonna be sad to see you go. You've really made a difference in my life. You give me something to shoot for. Just knowing that I'm gonna live to see 1985. That I'm gonna succeed in this. That I have a chance to travel through time. It's gonna be really hard waiting 30 years before we can talk about everything that's happened the past few days. I'm really gonna miss you, Marty.
Marty's particularly uncomfortable knowing the fate of Dr. Brown.
Yeah, Doc, about the future.
No, Marty, we've already agreed that having knowledge about the future can be extremely dangerous. Even if your intentions are good, they could backfire drastically. Whatever you want to tell me, I'll find out through the natural course of time.
That's not what he wanted to hear, and he can see there's no arguing with Brown.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to get a candy bar or something. You want anything?
No thanks.
Cafe insert on a newsletter. His hand is with a pen. He's writing. Marty's sitting at a booth writing. He reads it over.
Dr. Brown, on October 26, 1985, at about 1:30 a.m., you will be shot by terrorists. Please take whatever precautions are necessary to prevent this terrible disaster. Your friend, Marty. November 12th, 1955.
He folds a letter, puts it in an envelope, and writes something on it. Dr. Brown, do not open until October 1st, 1985. That gives him a couple weeks to figure things out. On the street, Brown's on a ladder between two lampposts. Marty returns with a candy bar. Brown's trench coat is laying on the tarp DeLorean. Marty surreptitiously places the envelope into the pocket. Now a cop meanders over and watches.
Good evening, Dr. Brown. What's with the wire?
Oh, I'm just doing a little weather experiment.
And what's under here?
Don't touch that. Some new specialized weather sensing equipment.
You got a permit for this?
Of course I do. Right here.
He takes out his wallet and gives the cop a $20 bill. That was a cutscene as well, where he's actually paying the cop money. That was really well done.
You're not gonna set anything on fire this time, are you, Dr. Brown?
Marty shakes his head.
No.
In that case, good luck.
He continues down the street.
Thank you, officer. Say, kid, you better pick up your mom and get going.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, you look a little pale. Are you okay?
He's a bit distant, scared.
I don't know, Doc. This whole thing with my mother. I don't know if I can go through with it. Hitting on her, I mean.
Nobody said anything about hitting her. You're just going to take a few liberties with her.
That's what I mean. I'm going to feel...
Doc is just like, well, let's not go that far. Unless, ... she's into that. Okay, yeah.
I'm going to actually have to cop a feel.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This is the kind of thing that could permanently screw me up. What if I get back to the... What if I get back...
No way.
Wow.
Oh,
Read
my
it.
God.
Only we can see this. No, chat can't see this. Go for it.
Oh my
Read her up.
God.
Read it.
All right. I'm going to take a run at this. I'm going to actually have to cop a feel. This is the kind of thing that could permanently screw me up. I mean, what if I get back to the future and I end up being gay?
Wow.
Do they think that being
Zemeckis.
gay...
Yeah. Zemeckis. Thanks. Doc?
Zemeckis. Why shouldn't you be happy? Look, you gotta get going. Just be back here before 10.
That's really a play on like words that have changed over time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really,
why
really
shouldn't you be
interesting.
happy?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, we saw a rare dance by
A rare dance.
Marty's about to get into the Packard. He hesitates and pulls a snapshot out of his pocket. Linda's gone except for her feet. He puts it back in his pocket.
Doc,
In the
if this
movie,
thing at
didn't
the
Doc
dance...
find the letter in his pocket?
Not till later.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Does, yeah.
Not till later. Yep.
Why shouldn't you be happy? That's funny.
Right before he drives off. Yeah.
What
Doc.
page are we on?
Oh, 97.
97.
97.
You're about to get violated.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Potentially, yeah. Doc, if this is-
You're not far off, Mr. Chops.
What?
Sorry.
Professional farter.
So good. Doc, if this thing at the dance doesn't work out and my folks don't get back together, when do you think I'd fade out?
Beats the hell out of me.
School gymnasium dance Enchantment Under the Sea is well underway. The stage is a band, Marvin Berry and the Midnighters. They're all black, by the way, it says here. Marvin plays the lead guitar and sings. There's also a drummer, piano player,
They're all
saxophone.
black.
They're all black, just so you
They're
know.
all black.
They're playing 3 coins in the fountain. There's a bubble machine, as usual, school dance. There's teachers acting as chaperones, including Mr. Strickland, a busy refreshment table. George is on the sidelines, bopping out of time to the music. He's quite nervous. School parking lot, Brown's Packard Brown's Packard pulls into the lot and parks. Oh my God, that's a sentence.
Say that 10 times fast.
Well, first of all, I've had a bit of this gin here, by the way.
Brown's Packard pulls and parks. Brown's Packard.
Brown Packard pulls into the lot and parks.
Pentagon gives away alcohol.
Brown's Packard.
Jesus.
That's a toughie.
Brown's Packard pulls into the lot and parks. Marty at the wheel is very uneasy. Lorraine next to him looks beautiful in her best party dress. Marty glances at the clock on the dashboard. It's 8 minutes before 9.
You don't mind if we park for a few minutes?
That's a great idea. I'd love to park.
Huh?
Marty, I'm almost 18 years old. It's not like I've never parked before.
Whoa.
What?
She scoots over close to him. Marty fidgets. Boy, is he nervous.
You seem nervous, Marty. Is anything wrong?
No.
She pulls a pint bottle of gin out of her purse. Marty's
It
shocked.
was a tumbler in the movie, wasn't it? Like a flask? It was
She got a flask.
She's got a flask. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
flask.
note to self, it was gin, so she's got good taste.
Yeah, true. True.
It's slow gin though. It's not the same.
But
What are you doing
later
with
in
that?
the story, she's drinking vodka, so clearly her
Yeah.
tastes have gone
She has
down.
changed.
Yeah.
I swiped it from the old lady's liquor cabinet.
She takes a nip.
Lorraine, you shouldn't drink.
Why not?
Well, you might regret it later on in life.
Don't be so square, Marty. Everybody who's anybody does it.
Well, maybe I could use a hit.
He takes the bottle and just takes a swig. She pulls out a pack of cigarettes and lights up. Marty spits out the gin in surprise.
Jesus, you smoke too?
Now, Marty, you're not going to tell me that smoking is unhealthy. Everyone knows that it calms your nerves and it's good for the circulation.
It'll give you cancer. Look, it says so right here.
Marty takes the pack and looks at the side panel. Wow, this exposition. On the side of the package, it says, "This fine tobacco blend calms the nerves and improves the circulation." That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Marty gives it back.
You know, you sound just like my mother. When I have kids, I'm going to let them do anything they want. Anything.
Boy, I'd sure like to have that in writing.
Comment goes right past
That's a good
Lorraine.
line.
That's great. Yeah.
So, what are your parents like?
Lorraine,
Were
lately
they
I've
parking?
come-
Jesus.
They were.
Yeah.
But classic. Let's talk about your folks first before we
Yep.
make it. Yeah.
That's a good build-up.
Tell me about your mother. Yeah, Lorraine. Lately, I've come to the conclusion that I don't know anything about my parents.
Wow. Marvin Moon and the Starlighters. Marvin Moon is Marvin Berry. And the Starlighters finish up.
And it was the Midnighters.
Midnighters. Yeah, wow. Marvin steps up to the microphone. Hey, you want to be Marvin there, Danny?
We're gonna take a break now, but we'll be back in just a little while, so don't go away.
Wow. The band members leave their instruments on stage and head out the side door. George glances at the clock. It says 8:59. Alarmed, he checks his own watch. George's watch, which reads 8:55. Oh, that's interesting. It's the wrong time. He's even more alarmed. He runs over to the nearby student.
What time do you have?
9:05.
George is in panic stricken. He runs like hell out of the gym. Oh, wow. That's interesting. George runs into the phone booth and dials a number. It rings. A woman answers.
At the tone, the time will be 9 o'clock exactly.
A kid named Dixon, class prankster type, sticks a broom through the window. I feel like this was a deleted scene as well.
Yeah.
George tries to get out, but he's trapped inside of the phone booth. George jerks the door frantically, and Dixon just laughs louder. Marty fidgets and looks at the clock again.
Marty, why are you so nervous?
Well, have you ever been in a situation where, well, you know you have to act a certain way, but when you get there, you don't know if you can go through with it?
You mean like how you're supposed to act with someone on a first date?
Well, sort of.
I think I know exactly what you mean.
Here it comes.
You do?
And you know what I do in those situations?
Marty looks at her.
I don't worry about it.
And with that, she throws herself on him, kissing him passionately. Marty's absolutely shocked. Lorraine abruptly stops and pushes him away. She's very confused.
This isn't right. I don't know what it is, but when I kiss you, something's wrong. I almost feel like I was kissing my brother. I guess that doesn't make any sense, does it?
I don't know. Have you kissed your brother before? Believe me, it makes perfect sense.
We hear sounds of approaching footsteps on gravel.
Sounds like someone's coming.
Yep. Marty hears it too. He looks at the dashboard clock. 9 o'clock. He sighs with defeat.
Yeah, I know.
Suddenly, the driver's doors open. An arm reach in, yanks Marty out. Marty finds himself face to face with Biff. Match, 3D, and Skinhead are with him.
You caused $300 damage to my car, you son of a bitch, and I'm gonna take it out of your ass. Hold him, guys.
Yikers. Biff shoves him roughly in the arms of Skinhead. Marty struggles, but Skinhead and Match grab him and restrain him.
Let go of him. Leave him alone. Biff, you're drunk.
Biff takes a look at Lorraine in the car.
Well, looky what we have here. Maybe I'll take it out of your ass.
Yikes. Oh my god. The high school... Oh, this is so uncomfortable. She lunges at her door to escape, but Biff grabs her and climbs into the car.
Oh no, you're staying right here with me.
Biff pulls her towards him.
Get your hands off her, you bastard.
Biff leers at Marty.
I'll take care of you after I take care of her. Take him around back. I'll be there in a minute. Go on. This ain't no peep show.
Great reference, by the way. The book he's reading in part 2 is Peep Show.
Yeah.
They drag Marty away. Biff shuts the car door and tries to kiss her. Oh, wait. Biff tries to kiss her. She struggles. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. Through the windshield, tussling arms and legs, Lorraine's muffled screams. Oh, exactly, right? Skinhead Match 3D take him around the corner to the side of the school where there's a Cadillac parked with its trunk open.
Hey, let's look up in the trunk.
They throw Marty into the trunk and slam the lid shut. Then the Cadillac's driver door is thrown open, and the drummer from the band steps out. He's smoking a reefer.
Say, what are you messing with my car for?
Beat it, Spook. This doesn't concern you. 3
other members get out of the car. Marvin, Moon, and the other 3 members get out. They look real bad with their possessed hair.
Who are you calling Spook, Peckerwood?
Biff's boys exchange worried looks as the band members advance on them.
Hey, I don't want to mess with no reefer addicts.
Biff's boys take off, and Marvin and the boys manage to kick them all. Now, kick them in the ass as they run away. Now we hear beating in the trunk from the inside. Marty's muffled voice.
Let me out! Let me out!
Hey, Reginald, where's your keys?
Oh, you got it? There you go. Thanks, dude. Marty. Oh, drummer checks his pockets and inside the car. He can't find them.
They're in here. The keys are in here.
Damn it, boy. You left them suckers in the trunk.
The Packard. Lorraine is trying to fight off Biff. It's a real struggle for her. Through the windshield, we see arms flailing about in the struggle. We hear screaming. Now George arrives. He spots the car and he goes into his act. He adjusts his pants, strides over to the car like John Wayne. He opens the driver's door.
Hey, you! Get your damn hands!
George realizes he's facing Biff and now he's really scared.
I think you got the wrong car, McFly.
George, help me.
George doesn't know what to do. He stares dumbfounded amazement.
Just close the door, McFly, and walk away.
He hesitates and doesn't know what to do. He looks at Lorraine, who looks back at him. Pleading eyes, he looks at Biff.
Are you deaf, McFly? Close the door and beat it.
Again, George looks at Lorraine. He looks helpless. She looks helpless. George takes a deep breath.
No, Biff. You let her alone.
All right, McFly. You had your chance. Now I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Biff gets out of the car, grabs George's arm. George tries to fight back. George, with his lame punch, Biff twists George's arm. George grimaces. That's well done. Now I'm seeing the counterpoint in that. That's well done. Back at the Cadillac, Marvin has a screwdriver in the lock. He gives it a hard jerk. The trunk pops open, but it puts a big gash in his hand.
Damn it! That sized my hand.
Marty jumps out of the trunk.
Thanks a lot.
He dashes towards the Packard. Back at the Packard, Biff twists George's arm harder.
Stop it, Biff. You'll break his arm.
She tries to pull away. He pushes her down. Biff laughs. Now Marty arrives just in time to witness. George's expression immediately goes from pain to rage, intense rage, and George lets go with a tremendous left hook, smack into Biff's face. Biff hits the ground out cold.
Oh.
George can't believe what he did. He looks at his fist, looks down at Biff, and grins widely.
Oh, George, you were wonderful.
She looks at him with adoring eyes. Marty can't believe it either. They embrace. Marty keeps his distance, allowing them to have their moment. A few kid bystanders trade comments.
Who is that kid? Does he go to our school? Yeah, that's George Fly. He's been in our homeroom for 2 years. I never noticed him before, George Fly. I never noticed him before.
George and Lorraine go up the front stairs. Marty watches them from a safe
I
distance.
prefer when that line that looks like it's part of Bystander 3 is said by Bystander 3. I never noticed him before, and now they're heading for the school.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Now they're headed for the school. Oh, they seem to be in an embrace. Very interesting.
I'm going to narrate everything.
Yes, Martin, we're a distance. They're about to go in. Lorraine turns and sees Marty. She smiles. He smiles back. Now Marty pulls out the snapshot and takes a look. Linda's feet are now gone. Marty's the only one in the picture. In the background, we hear a distant thunder. That's exciting. Marty's shocked. He considers the moment. He runs back towards Marvin's Cadillac. Marvin is wrapping a handkerchief around his cut hand, and band members are all shaking their heads. Marty runs over to them.
Hey, you guys, you got to get back in there and finish the dance.
Drummer. Nice.
Look at Marvin's hand. He can't play with it like that, and we can't play without Marvin.
But you've got to play. That's where they kiss for the first time, on the dance floor. If there's no music, they won't dance. They won't kiss. They won't fall in love. And I'm a goner.
Hey, man, that dance is over. Unless you know someone who can play guitar.
Wink.
Wink. Who's that?
Wink,
Oh,
wink.
wait a minute. There we go. Who can play guitar? Marty looks over. I think we just saw something here. Hold on one second.
Angel.
And we got a donation. We got a donation.
Hit her up. You got it?
Are we
Ring
doing?
that bell.
Let's do the other one.
Do the other one.
We do the other one. I can never find it. Where
I
is
got it. It's up top here. I got it. Here we go. Thank you for the donation. Thank you so much for the donation. You know who you are, I think is what Danny said.
It's all about family.
That's absolutely right. In school gym. Wow, we're on the tail half here.
Yeah, we're doing good, everybody. This is awesome.
Yeah. Marty's playing Earth Angel. Marty looks at them. George and Lorraine are on the floor dancing. Marty looks at them, then looks at the back of the guitar where he's attached the photo with chewing gum. Nothing's changed. Marty watches his parents. He's getting nervous. He's looking at himself. George seems a little unsure of himself.
Aren't you gonna kiss me, George?
Nice.
Well, I don't know.
Beat it, McFly. I'm cutting in.
George pushes George out of the way. Oh, on stage, Marty reacts with horror. He looks at the snapshot. Marty's own image is beginning to fade, blinks his eyes, and starts hitting wrong notes. He doesn't seem to be able to play the
really
guitar anymore.
Trippy is when I was playing Earth Angel. It's just, as you're reading it, it's happening in the scene I'm watching.
Nice.
Well, perfect timing.
Yeah. Drummer notices this.
Hey, man, what's wrong?
I can't play. I don't know how to play the guitar.
Marty's turning pale. He can barely stand up.
I don't feel so good.
Extreme close-up on Marty. $10,000 ILM shot?
There's hands disappearing there.
That's really funny because
oh wow!
wasn't that the cheapest
$10,000 ILM shot?
wasn't that the cheapest shot in the entire film, if I remember correct? It was like so haphazardly done. He holds his hand in front of his face. We are actually able to slightly see through his hand to his face. The band keeps playing while Marty gets woozy. George sees Dixon with Lorraine. He strides over to them with determination. Oh, George.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
He yanks Dixon away and then takes Lorraine in his arms and kisses her. Marty immediately recovers. He jumps up, full of life, wired with energy. The color returns to his face, and he looks at the snapshot. Marty's image is now sharp and clear, and his sister and his brother are fading back in. Marty rejoins the band in Earth Angel. He sees that George and Lorraine are dancing very close. There can be no doubt they're in love. George makes contact with Marty. They smile. George gives Marty the okay hand sign. Marty takes another look at the snapshot. The photo is now back. Marty's delighted. The band finishes Earth Angel. The audience applauses.
Say, you're good, man. Do another one.
No, I gotta go.
Come on, dude. Let's do something like that. Something that cooks.
Marty thinks a moment, then smiles slightly.
Well, all right. You guys will just have to follow me on this one.
Yeah, go for it.
We're going to do one more. Back where I come from, they call this rock and roll.
He starts playing a riff, guitar riff.
That's not the line.
That's not at all.
Where I come from, this is an oldie, but drums, give me a blues beat to this.
Yeah, this is a blues riff in B.
Yeah.
Watch for the changes and try to keep up.
Changes and try to keep up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The bass player joins in. Improvise on the 3-chord progression. Yeah. On the dance floor, heads turn. There's a reaction of astonishment. Marty.
We're down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans.
And the kids keep going, and the kids are all going nuts, jumping and screaming. And Strickland, however, just shakes his head in disgust. And George and Lorraine dance. The couples move all past George and talk to him.
Go, go.
Go, Johnny, go, go, go.
Guy won.
Guy won.
Go, Johnny, go, go, go.
Where guy won?
Your guy won, dude.
Won.
George, I heard you laid out Biff. Nice going. Oh, George, did you ever think you're ready for class president? We could use you on the team, George.
Well, I'll have to think about it.
Lorraine beams, proud to be seen with George. Marvin Berry on the phone.
Chuck, this is Marvin. Marvin Berry, your cousin? You know, you're looking for a new sound? Well, listen to this.
He holds the phone towards the music. The pandemonium continues. Marty tears open his shirt and does some Elvis pelvis moves. Wow. Girls scream. Marty's movements become Mick Jagger-esque, then take on a Michael Jackson style. Finally, he drifts into pure heavy metal, puts his guitar next to the amp, making feedback. This goes a little too far for 1955 musical taste. The band stops playing and the kids stop dancing. They all watch Marty, not sure what to think. Marty suddenly realizes he's gone too far. He sheepishly steps up to the microphone.
Sorry. You guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are going to love it.
He picks up the song again with the band. They do one more chorus. Marty wraps up the song with a final riff, and the students all go berserk with applause. So, after that, Marty appears backstage, about to exit. He sees Lorraine approaching and George behind her.
Marty, I hope you don't mind, but George asked if he could take me home.
No, that's fine, Lorraine. That's great. I'd like nothing better. You know, I sort of had a feeling about you two kids.
I know. I sort of have feelings, too. I think George could really make me happy.
Yeah, listen, I gotta be leaving town tonight, and I really just wanted to say...
Yeah, right? I gotta go.
They're gonna have sex.
She's gonna jump
Mom and Dad are being too graphic here, yeah.
Just wanted to say that it's really been educational.
Marty, will I ever see you again?
Oh yeah, I guarantee it.
George steps forward, extending his hand.
Good night, Marty. Thank you for your help and all your good advice. I hope I can do the same for you someday.
Yeah, sure. Look, I gotta go. Good luck, both of you. Listen, if you guys ever have kids, and one of them, when he's 8 years old, accidentally sets fire to the living room rug, Go easy on him.
Marty runs off, leaving George and Lorraine together.
Marty, it's such a nice name. When I have kids, I'm going to name one of them Marty.
Aren't you rushing things a little?
Well, maybe a little. I was thinking I'd like to go to college next year.
Me too.
Whoa. They tied all that up with a bow. That the name,
Yep.
the reason why the name happened, and also she's going to go to college now with her newfound confidence as opposed to just being a overweight house mom and drinking
But-
too much. Yeah.
If they really wanted to name a kid that, why wouldn't you name your first kid that?
That's a super good point. Super good point. Not your third kid. Not your third kid.
Maybe they have they've already promised relatives. The first
That's
two.
probably true. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to go.
You got to go. All good,
I do.
Harmony. Thank you
My
so
baby is
much.
still awake.
Is that Lorraine's last? No, you have some lines when they come back, but
That's true.
we can
But
cover-
Back in the future.
we
but
got
thank
you,
you so
Lorraine.
much. Oh my
Harmony,
God.
you've
Okay,
been
sorry.
amazing tonight. No, don't apologize. It's super awesome night tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Get
You
your
were
butt out of here.
fantastic.
Yeah, we'll do this again.
I will. Yeah, I'll definitely.
Yay!
I love it. Okay, have yourself a good night, Harmony. Take care of the kids.
Good night.
I love it.
Bye, Mom.
You go
Bye.
Retrologist, you don't really ever
Bye.
go back, so.
Bye. Nice. Oh, awesome. Let's keep going. I love it. Who wants to take on Lorraine's part? Because I think Biff is done now. If my
Well,
memory
there's one more
serves.
scene with Biff, but I'll
Oh,
take.
Biff too,
I
yeah.
think I can do Lorraine at the same time.
You want to do Lorraine? Okay, that's great. I got to go. Thinking about going to college next year. Clock Tower. Is everybody still good for time, by the way?
Yep.
We're good?
Probably. Yep.
I'm not.
Okay, quiet down over there. Quiet down. 4 minutes left before 10. Clock Tower. Brown, wearing his trench coat, paces back and forth. Entire rod lightning setup. Brown checks his wristwatch. 9:56.
Damn, where's that kid?
He pulls out his pocket watch and checks 9:56.
Damn,
He checks his watch. It's 9:56.
damn.
Yeah, the Packard pulls up across the street. Marty jumps out dressed in his 1985 clothes.
You're late. Can we have a concept of time?
Brown pulls a tarp off the DeLorean and raises the trolley hook and back to its full height.
Take it easy, Doc. I had to change my clothes. Everything's cool. They're back together, and here's the proof.
He shows him the restored photo.
Yeah, old George really came through. Laid out Biff with one punch. Cold cocked him. I never knew he had it in him. My old man's never stood up to Biff in his whole life.
He opens the DeLorean door.
All right, let's set your destination time. This is the exact time you left.
You know what's important? Sorry, quick side. When he says he'd never hit him out, he's never stood up to Biff in his life. Doc just says,
Yeah.
never?
Yeah.
Like he knows,
that's right.
he knows
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that moment, he knows something, there's a fork in time now. He knows in that moment, right? It's very, very, he's like, well, don't worry about it. Anyway, so, all right, let's set your destination time. Go for it. Sorry, Brown.
Yeah. Let's send you back to exactly the same time. It'll be like you never left.
The
No.
OD readout. Yep, go for it. Yep.
Oh, never mind. I've been in a white line on the street way over there. That's where I start from. I've calculated the precise distance, taking into account the acceleration speed and the wind resistance retroactive from the moment the lightning strikes, which will be in exactly 7 minutes and 22 seconds. When this alarm goes off, you hit the gas.
Wait, where are you?
She added in the line that's not there.
You actually read the real line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've calculated.
Really
Awesome. He
I
picks up
bow.
the.
I bow to Derry.
That's amazing. Nice. I didn't even know where we were. You did it so precisely. He picks up the wind-up clock. You hit the gas. Yeah, you're right. Marty extends.
Yeah.
Brown looks around and sighs.
Well, I guess that's everything.
Marty extends his hand.
Doc, thanks for everything.
They shake hands.
Thank you. See you in about 30 years.
Marty sighs.
I hope so.
Don't worry. As long as you hit the wire with the hook, everything will be fine.
Right.
Look, sorry, I'm gonna keep going aside. That line right there. As long as you hit this wire with this hook, the music builds so beautifully in the movie. He just goes, everything will be fine, and it's so powerful moment for me. Brown puts on his hands. He looks cautiously. Marty turns away.
What's the meaning of this?
Oh, yeah, sorry. He puts his hands in his pockets and withdraws the letter Marty put in there. He looks at it curiously. Marty turns away. Sorry.
What's the meaning of this?
You'll find out in 30 years.
It's about the future, isn't it? It's information about the future. I warned you about this, kid. The consequences could be disastrous.
You gotta take that risk, Doc. Your life depends on it.
No, I refuse to accept the responsibility.
He tears up the envelope and shoves the pieces into the ashtray.
All right, Doc. In that case, I'll just have to tell you straight out.
Right before they can get the words out, a tremendous gust of wind comes up, and a crack. They turn. A tree limb of the square is blown right on top of the cable between the clock tower. The paddle plug attached to the lightning drops down from the clock tower.
Great Scott! You get the cable. I'll throw the round up too.
He grabs the big coil and dashes into the courthouse. The wind is picking up. The sound of thunder approaches. Brown charges up the several flights of stairs like a madman. Brown rushes up the flight, rough hew steps silhouetted in the clock face as he slips between the giant gears and disappears behind the bell. The door opens, giving him access to the ledge below the clock. Brown steps out as pigeons flutter away. Lightning flashes in the distance. He looks up. A door opens up, giving it... pigeons flutter away. The connecting socket dangling on its cable between the 1 and 2 on the huge clock face. On the other end is attached to the lightning rod in the tower above. Brown looks down. Brown tosses one of the end of the rope down. The coil unravels. The rope drops to the ground. Marty runs over, grabs it, and ties it to the paddle plug, which waves it to Brown. Brown nods and starts pulling the rope up. Marty watches anxiously as the cable goes back up. He yells at Brown.
Doc, I gotta tell you about the future.
Brown, who can barely... go for it, yep.
The future. On the night I travel back in time, the terrorists show up, and you get...
Bong. It's
bong?
exactly 10 o'clock, and the clock bells strike 10. Marty can't be heard over the sound. He almost loses his balance. Brown almost loses his balance. He regains his footing. Brown yells at Marty. He can't be heard over the bells. But Marty hesitates, and Brown gestures adamantly. At last, Marty nods and runs to the DeLorean. Marty has adamantly. Brown unties the rope from the end of the paddle plug and looks at the socket mate dangling on the clock face. He'll have to move across the ledge to get closer to it. Marty climbs into the DeLorean and closes the gull wing. The DeLorean takes off. Brown looks down the street and sees the DeLorean heading down the street. The Brown moves across the ledge. There's so much exposition here. Jesus. He reaches out, but still not close enough to grab the dangling socket. Lightning and thunder move closer. The DeLorean passes a hand-painted sign on the ground. Brown has painted the words "Start Here" for Marty's benefit. Marty makes a U-turn and pulls up to it like a starting line. Marty has an anxious expression on his face.
Damn it, Doc. Why'd you have to tear up the letter? If only there was a little more time.
He glances down at the two readouts. Destination identical to the last time departed. He has an idea.
More time. I'll give myself some more time.
He pushes the appropriate buttons on the keypad.
Bleep blorp.
The minute. That's an Emily. Did Emily do that? Nice.
That was me.
That was me.
Beep. The minutes indicator begins counting backwards. 131, 130, 129. Brown, with the cable in his left hand, moves a little further along the ledge. Suddenly, he crumbles below his feet. He saves himself. The cable drops to his left foot. He hangs precariously from the clock face. Brown carefully moves his right foot towards the intact section of the ledge. His right foot moves closer and at last finds safe footing. Brown takes a deep breath, then hops over the ledge. He sighs relief. Everything's all right. He reaches up with his right hand and able to grab the dangling socket. Marty's still fiddling with the destination time. The destination time drops back to... Why is this such a big thing? He just presses buttons. 126, 125, 124, 123, 122, 121. Suddenly the engine dies. Tries to restart it, but it won't turn over.
Come on.
Brown has the plug in his left hand. Both ends are taut, but he's about a foot short. Brown looks down. There's a tree limb caught in the cable. That's the reason there's no slack. Brown jerks the end of the cable, trying to free it from the limb. It's caught in the limb. Brown can't free it. His face takes an intense determination. and gives the cable a tremendous yank. The cable jerks free, but the plug at the other end is wrenched out of the connecting socket on the lamppost. Brown reacts with horror. And now the useless plug at the 180 in his 180 hand. Lightning cracks even closer. Marty's still trying to get the car restarted. Now the alarm clock rings.
Shit.
Nice. At last, the engine roars to life. Marty switches the time circuits on. Marty puts the car in gear. Marty's foot hits the gas pedal. The DeLorean peels out. Brown looks at the two cables in his hand. Suddenly, he realizes that what he must do. He ties two of them tightly together, then plugs them in. The DeLorean accelerates. It passes 40. Oh my God, this is going to be a train wreck. Brown tests the...
Got this.
Thank you. Brown tests the tied connected cable ends to make sure they won't come apart. They're secure. He takes a deep breath and grips the line. He jumps. Brown slides down the cable. Brown drops down to the ground. He runs to the cable towards the lamppost. The DeLorean approaches the square. Marty drives with determination. The speedometer passes 65. The approaching wire strung across the street. Brown gets to the plug end of the cable. It's dislodged from the tree limb. He has enough slack. He races to the lamppost to end the dangling socket. The speedometer passes 85. The indicator lights behind Marty start registering. Brown grabs the socket cable and plugs his cable in. The speedometer hits 88. The most spectacular bolt of lightning in the history of cinema strikes the lightning rod. The most spectacular bolt of lightning in the history of cinema.
It's true, actually. If you go to the Cinema Hall of Fame, they have best lightning strikes ever. And
it's probably the best. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think Steven Spielberg probably waited for an actual lightning strike to catch it. Yeah. The lightning cable becomes electrified. The DeLorean passes under the cable between the lamppost. A trolley hook and the DeLorean makes contact with the electrified cable. The flux capacitor glows and discharges. The DeLorean's time coils light up and the vehicle is sent back to the future.
Boom!
Gotta go back in.
Dr. Brown lets out a whoop of delight and relief as he's drenched the deluge. The cable across the street is wrenched. It's left there swinging from the cable. Brown looks up at the clock tower. It stopped at 10:04. Lightning cracks behind it. And we dissolve to the clock tower. October 26th, 1985. Night. Yep. Tanya and I have a thing where whenever they say the name of the movie, we always go, hey. Hip. The storm dissolves away into an ordinary night. The clock tower shows 30 years of additional age. Hill Valley Town Square, we see it in the beginning, all was quiet. It's late. A raggedy bum is asleep on the bench. Suddenly his hair begins to stand on end. It's lit off screen with a sharp blast of wind. Screech of tires and an off-screen crash. The bum awakens and looks up to see the boarded movie theater. Suddenly, the DeLorean backs out and onto the street. The bum shakes his head.
Please don't babber.
Which is, by the way, the old mayor. I don't know if you knew that. That's who the bum is. He goes back to sleep. Marty looks at the readouts. Present time, October 25th, 1985, 1:24 a.m. Marty's delighted. All right. He turns on the car radio. A contemporary rock tune comes on. Oh, sorry. Marty's delighted.
All right.
He turns on the car radio. A contemporary rock tune comes on.
He's going to read the rest by himself.
Yeah. You got this. All right.
He puts the car into forward gear. The engine dies.
Not all right.
Yeah. What does he say?
He says not all right. He says, oh, shit.
He tries to start it. He can't even get it to turn over.
Come on.
He looks up and sees the windshield. The terrorist van cruising down the street and around a corner. Marty's horrified.
The terrorists. Damn it, it's frozen.
Marty gets out of the DeLorean and runs like hell down the street after the terrorist van.
No.
The mall. Marty arrives at the mall. He keeps on running past the entrance sign that reads Lone Pine Mall with an image of a single pine tree into the parking lot just in time to see a good 150 yards away. The terrorist van chasing down Dr. Brown and Marty's younger self watching frozen in horror. Marty is both horrified and amazed. He's seeing something he's already experienced from a third-person point of view.
Oh, God, no. I'm too late.
The terrorist leans out of his van with his machine gun and blasts Dr. Brown in the chest. Brown goes down. Everything's already happened.
Oh, no.
The terrorist van then goes after young Marty just as before. Marty dives into the DeLorean and roars off. He watches himself chased by terrorists. The DeLorean accelerates, even after it's being shot, and it's enveloped into a blinding white glow and vanishes. But the terrorist van drives into the white glow. What? But the terrorist van drives into the white light. We hear cursing as the blinded driver loses control of the van, swerves and goes out of control, crashing into a photomat. Okay, that's good. I thought maybe they went back in time too.
That'd be perfect.
pulled into it, and then they get stuck in the nexus or something like that. That'd be amazing. Yeah. He runs towards the fallen Dr. Brown. He reaches him, along with Einstein and the faithful dog. Marty turns Brown over, turning tears in his eyes.
Doc!
Suddenly, Brown opens his eyes and smiles.
You're alive!
Brown stands.
Of course I'm alive.
But you were shot. I saw it. I saw it twice.
He rips open his radiation suit, revealing a bulletproof vest.
It's the latest fashion in personal protection. It'll stop a slug from an elephant rifle at 30 yards.
What if they shot you in the head?
Yeah, what if they shot me in the head?
Yeah,
all they
what
have
if
is
they
a
shot you in the
bulletproof
head?
vest.
We were prepared for that.
You get shot in the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, good reference. Okay. Wait, Brown smiles, reaches into his pocket, and pulls out a letter that Marty wrote, scotch taped together. It's yellow and brittle, 30 years old.
After all that lecturing about screwing up future events in the space-time continuum.
Well, I figured... What the hell?
We hear approaching police sirens. Marty's house. The DeLorean pulls up the darkened house. The gull-wing passenger door opens. Marty turns to talk to Brown.
So, how far ahead are you going, Doc?
About 30 years. It's a nice round number.
Well, good luck. And if you get a chance, look me up. I'll be 47 years old.
I will. Funny, I had to wait 30 years to catch up to you. And I've got to wait 30 years to catch up to me. Ain't life weird?
Wow, that's kind of neat. Yeah, I'll do that. Brown gives him a wink. Marty closes the door. Marty waves Brown off. By the way, he's a totally different doctor at that point. He's really calm, and he's just like, I'll see you later. Brown's a really cool, soft guy at that point. Marty waves Brown off and heads down to the house. In the background, the DeLorean zooms off, and we see a light off-screen time travel glow. Marty's hit by a sharp blast of wind. Marty's bedroom the next morning. Marty's on top of his bed, asleep in his clothes. Light streams through the bedroom window, and he stirs and opens his eyes. He blinks several times, getting his bearings. Marty looks at the clock, 8:30. He looks at the wall calendar. First 25 days of October are X'd off. Today's the 26th. Could it have all been a dream? He gets out of bed and looks himself in the mirror, then pinches himself to make sure he's real. He is. On the nightstand is a framed 5x7 snapshot with him and his siblings. They look the same. He reaches into the waste can for the submission form to the record company. He looks at it, then decisively pulls the cassette tape out of the drawer and puts it in an envelope with the form. Wow.
He's already changed man.
He's a changed guy. He's ready for that record deal, which, by the way, he probably still won't get because his music's garbage. Marty comes out of his room with the envelope and goes down the hall and stops short as he enters. I wonder, is he carrying anything when he's walking down that scene?
I don't remember.
Huh. Linda and Dave are seated at the table. The five sitting are elegant. Dave is eating a half a grapefruit. Linda's strawberry and croissant. Dave is wearing an expensive tailored suit that reads Forbes magazine. Go.
Hey, Linda. I'm not your answering service. Someone named Greg or Craig called you a little while ago. Well, who was it? Greg or Craig? I don't know. I can't cheat of all your boyfriends.
What the hell is this?
Breakfast. What happened? Did you sleep in your clothes again?
Dave, what are you wearing? Aren't you working today?
Sure. I always work on Saturday.
Then what's with the suit?
What else would I wear to the office? Are you all right, Marty?
Yeah.
Why is he wearing a suit to the office on a Saturday? That seems like a shitty job. Now Judge and Lorraine enter from the outside. They're tanned and healthy, tasteful clothes. Lorraine looks terrific, thin and svelte, radiantly healthy and positive. This is a happy marriage. Marty can't believe how good his mother looks. Now he's suddenly turned on by his mother.
Like, oh, she's thin. It's a happy marriage.
Oh,
she must be happy. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yep, thin wife. Yep.
Why is his middle name Oedipus? I don't get it.
Exactly.
Mom,
yeah.
you look so thin. I mean, You look great.
Why, thank you, Marty. Say, tonight's the big night, right? Your big date with Jennifer Parker? Such a nice girl. I like her.
Pardon me, Ma?
You're going up to the lake tonight, aren't you? Haven't you been planning it for 2 weeks?
Mom, we went through this last night. How can I go if Dad's car is wrecked?
Wrecked? There's nothing wrong with my car. In fact, Biff should be out there waxing it right now.
Outside, McFly house, Biff's in the driveway waxing the new BMW.
Now, Biff, don't forget, 2 coats of wax this time.
I'm finishing up the second coat now.
Now, Biff, don't try to con me.
Nope.
I mean, I was start on the second coat. That laugh.
Marty's absolutely astonished.
What a character. Always trying to get away with something. Some employees will get away with murder if you don't stay on them. I've had to keep my eye on... Oh, my God. I've had to keep him in line since high school.
Now, George, you know if it wasn't for Biff, you and I would have never gotten married.
Never.
Yeah, Mom. You've told us a million times Dad beat him up when he was bothering you, and that's how the two of you fell in love at the fish under the sea dance.
Marty at last understands what's going on here.
No, it was the enchantment under the sea.
That's right. Your father literally came to my rescue. It was so romantic.
Cornball City.
Biff enters, hands George a hardback book.
Oh, Mr. McFly, this just came in. It's the cover artwork for your novel.
It's called A Match Made in Space, and the cover shows a bedroom with a space alien talking to a couple in bed, very reminiscent of Marty's Darth Vader visitation to George. The style indicates that it's a science fiction novel, a romance novel. The author's name, George McFly, is in big letters.
My first novel. I hope it sells.
Of course it'll sell, dear. After all, you've been selling stories ever since college.
That's right, Dad. Where's that positive attitude of yours?
Sure, this book is going to do just fine. And where's that tape of yours, Marty? I want to mail that in for you. This is going to be just fine. Oh my God, this is going to do just fine too.
Golly, Pa, I sure hope so.
Confidence, Marty. Like I've always told you, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Stealing Doc's